Tamuonaka. Mahali watapenda na mimi mpaka niende msalimia pale. Sio ilifo niache kamera yangu hapo. Hata niende msalimia.
Mtaonana tena.
I would like to request everyone to please have a seat as we are going to start our event. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Hello. Bonjour. Annyeonghaseyo. Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to apologize on behalf of our committee for the delay. And we would like to welcome you for the very first event that we organize to honor our women. So this is the very first women conference that our organization has done. So before starting, I would like to request everyone to please stand up as we're going to sing the national anthem of our country. Would you please stand up? Thank you very much. You may be seated. Okay, so I would like to welcome everybody again on behalf of DECOC. DECOC is Dynamique de l'élite congolaise en Corée du Sud, which is in English as the dynamic of the Congolese elite in South Korea. So DECOC has more than 100 members, and we have executive committee and the General Assembly. So I would like to introduce first the members of our executive committee. The president of the executive committee, Mr. Daouda Mwamba. The vice president of our committee, Ms. Stella Unia. the Secretary of the Executive Committee, Mr. Samuel Wawina. And our Treasurer, Dr. Alice Kionga. We also have the General Assembly, which has 2 members. So the President of the General Assembly is Mr. Carlos Kuba. And the Vice President of the General Assembly is Mr. Espoir Kabanga, which is myself. Okay. So recently we also created different departments of our organization, and today we are honored to have this event, which has been organized by the women of DECOC, and it is led by Miss Francette Balza. Thank you very much. So now we are very, very honored to welcome our ambassador who is here. So this is the very first event where we have our ambassador attending and the members of our embassy. So I would like to invite you to put your hands together for our ambassador. We also have several members of our embassy. So we have Mr. Thierry Caballo, who is also here with us. We also here, who's also here with us. We also have Mrs. Irene Famba, who's also here with us. We also have Mr. Jesse Kabemba. And finally, we have Mr. Jason Buhendwa. Thank you so much. Now, we also have special guests. We have Dr. Hyun Lee, who is a fellow researcher at Korean Institute of Public Administration. We also have Mrs. Kim Hoo-sun. She is the First Lady of this church. We have our host of today, Reverend Pastor Kim Sopon, who is the senior pastor of the church. Thank you very much for having us here. Now, we are going to show a very small video that introduces the Women's Day, that gives a small history of the Women's Day. And also that explains the theme of the Women's Day of this year. Thank you.
International Women's Day is a day when the social, economic, cultural and political achievements of women all over the world are celebrated. But how much do we really know about this special day? Throughout history, women have had to fight for the freedoms and rights that we enjoy today. This is a history of protests, strikes, imprisonment and even loss of life as women struggle to gain equality over the years. To understand just how significant some of these breakthroughs were in different countries and how we got to where we are today, we need to rewind to over a century ago. In the 1900s, the fight for women's suffrage began to gain momentum in Britain. Women were sick of not having a political voice and having decisions being made about them without their input or control. Continuous failed attempts to achieve suffrage led Emmeline Pankhurst to form the Women's Social and Political Union in 1903. In 1908, women in America also felt the burden of inequality. So 15,000 vocal women got together to campaign for voting rights, better pay and shorter working hours by marching down the streets of New York City. This continued into the next year. In 1909, with the help of the Socialist Party of America, the very first National Women's Day was observed on February 28th, on the last Sunday of the month. Let's not forget, this was just observed, not officially declared and recognised. So when did it officially become International Women's Day? In many ways, it was through a collaborative effort. But to be specific, the original idea to make the day international came in 1910 from a woman named Clara Zetkin at an international conference of working women in Copenhagen. 100 women from 17 countries agreed with her suggestion to proclaim International Women's Day to commemorate the ongoing struggles of women to improve their lives. Although back then it was celebrated on March 19, the first countries to recognise International Women's Day include Austria, Denmark, Germany and Switzerland in 1911. Fast forward now to World War I, where some substantial changes took place. In 1914, the start of the war led to the recruitment of many women into jobs at munition factories as railway guards, ticket collectors, tram conductors, police officers and firefighters. Why the sudden change in all these fields? With so many men being away at war, the need for women workers became urgent. In fact, munition factories became the largest single employer of women in 1918. It was during this time that attitudes towards women in the workforce began to actually change. In the same year in Britain, some privileged women were allowed to start voting, and by 1928, all women above 21 were entitled to vote. Milestones like this snowballed into more changes. Women soon became part of Parliament, were able to join sports and win gold, and earn fairer pay and working rights. In 1974, Isabel Martinez de Perón became the first female president in the world. She served as the president of Argentina from 1974 to 1976. In 1975, the United Nations recognised and celebrated International Women's Day, and in 1979, Britain had its first female Prime Minister. The list goes on, and now we've reached a point in time where the success of women across industry and in public life is commonplace. We are grateful, and today we salute the heroes who came before us to make these things possible. And now that you know what it took to get us here, have your views on International Women's Day changed?
Thank you very much. Once again, please put your hands together for Carlos. So this video has been edited by Carlos, and the subtitle has been prepared by Mrs. Burnett, who is Carlos's wife. So please put your hands together for them. So next, we are going to hear a speech of the head of the Women's Department of DECOC, Mrs. Francette Banza. She is a master's student at Dongbuk University Business Administration and Organization and Human Resource Management Department. So, Mrs. Francette, please come forward. Please put your hands together for her.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. His Excellency Ambassador and official members of the Embassy of the Democratic Republic of Congo, eminent speakers, distinguished guests, friends and colleagues, welcome to our first International Women's Day Conference organized by DECOC. The DECOC is the Congolese Elite Association in South Korea. First, let me introduce myself. I am Francette Banza from the Democratic Republic of Congo. I am a master's student in business administration in the Organization and Human Resource Management Department. I'm currently the head of the DECOC Women's Department. I would like to start with this anecdote saying that if you want to go quickly, go alone. But if you want to go far, go with others. This is the reason why I'm so honored and pleased to welcome all of you from different countries in this place today to this first Women's International Conference organized by DECOC. This provides a very unique opportunity for all of us to connect and exchange on the gender equality issue. As you know, the International Women's Day is an annual event to celebrate the achievement of women and push for right progress. It is a day when women are recognized for their accomplishments without regard to divisions, whether national, ethnic, linguistic, cultural, economic, or political. It has its roots in the US socialist and labor movements in the early 20th century, particularly when women were fighting for better working conditions and the right to vote. The first recorded celebration was in 1911 in Austria, Denmark, Germany, Switzerland, when over 1 million people gathered to support women's rights. Since then, the event has grown not only in size, but also in its scope. Focus has expanded to issues ranging from violence against women to parity in the workplace. Bringing women and other marginalized groups into technology results in more creative solutions and has greater potential for innovation that meet women's needs and promote gender equality. The lack of inclusion, by contrast, comes with massive costs. As per UN Women Gender Snapshot 2022 report, women's exclusion from the digital world has shaved 1 trillion from the gross domestic product of law and middle-income countries in the last decades. A loss that will grow to 1.5 trillion by 2025 without action. Reversing this trend will require tackling the problem of online violence, which a study of 51 countries revealed 38% of women had personally experienced. Therefore, the UN theme and ours for this year is for an inclusive digital world, innovation and technology for gender equality. I hope that all of us will enjoy this moment and wish you all the best for the remaining of our program. Thank you.
much, Mrs. Francette, for your beautiful speech. We are very happy again to have you here, and I would like to welcome everyone. We have currently more than 14 countries in the room, and thank you everyone for showing your support. So next, I would like to invite our ambassador, His Excellency Mr. Ileka Atoki, for a congratulatory remark. Excellency, please come forward. Please put your hands up for our ambassador.
I'm not fluent in English, but this time you would excuse me, but I would like to pronounce my speech in French, which is the official language of my country.
대국 여성부 부장님, 제 아내와 저는 국제여성원리의 날 기념 행사에 기여가 쉽지 않은 이 회의에 참석하기 위해 저희에게 보낸 초대장을 받게 된 영광입니다. 그러므로 오늘 우리가 여러분 가운데 있는 것은 기쁜 일입니다.
Donc, Madame la chef du département des femmes de la DECOC, chère Francette, mon épouse ici présente et moi-même sommes honorés de l'invitation nous adresser à participer à la présente conférence que vous organisez à l'occasion de la célébration de la Journée internationale des droits de la femme. C'est donc avec joie qu'aujourd'hui nous nous retrouvons parmi vous.
그러므로 우리의 감사는 첫째로 그리고 일반적으로 한국의 콩고 엘리트 역할을 합니다. 대국은 두 문자어로 대국은 이러한 회의를 주최하며 동기 회원들의 의식성을 각인해 가지고 있습니다. 장래가 추모되는 그의 미래는 의심할 여지가 없습니다.
Notre gratitude va donc en premier lieu et en général à la dynamique de l'élite congolaise en Corée du Sud, par DECOC en sigle, hôte de ses assises, lesquelles portent par ailleurs l'empreinte de l'excellence de ses membres, dont l'avenir prometteur ne fait aucun doute.
게다가 이 청중들의 다양성과 혼합은 성별의 고려를 넘어서 공동의 의사에 대한 주체자와 참가자들의 헌신을 완벽하게 요약합니다. 그러므로 제가 두 번째로 여성의 지위에 대한 영구적인 성찰과 일치하는 이 행사를 주도적으로 조직한 것에 대해 특별히 공로가 있는 대국 여성부서에 감사와 축하를 드리는 것은 매우 자연스러운 일입니다.
Nous ne pourrions poursuivre sans remercier le distingué révérend Kim Seong-kwon et sa charmante épouse pour leur hospitalité.
성차별은 모든 사람, 여성, 소녀, 남성, 그리고 소년들에게 표현을 줍니다. 하지만 성평등을 증전시키는 데 있어 기술과 혁신의 중요한 역할을 강조함으로써 올해의 주제는 성불평등이 초월적이고 이질적으로 보이기 때문에 아직도 갈 길이 얼마나 멀다는 것을 상기시켜줍니다. 디지털과 관련하여 예를 들어 사회에서 성별 측면에서 관찰되는 사회적 분열은 일반적으로 소녀, 어린 소녀 및 여성의 새로운 기술에 대한 접근과 교육에 매우 중요한 영향을 미칠 수 있습니다. 기술은 여성과 소녀들의 교육에 대한 접근을 확대하고 그들에게 새로운 기회를 열어줄 수 있지만 학대와 부모를 증폭시키는 데도 사용될 수 있습니다. 요점은 새로운 기술은 처음부터 차별의 씨앗을 포함할 수 있습니다.
Et à Madame la révérende épouse du révérend Kim Seong-kwon, à qui je rends mes hommages les plus déférents.
안토니오 구테레스 유엔 사무총장의 메시지에서 올바르게 지적했듯이 오늘날 여성은 과학, 기술, 공학 및 수학 분야에서 일하는 사람의 3분의 1 미만을 차지합니다.
Je voudrais reconnaître son combat pour l'autonomisation de la femme africaine, la congolaise en particulier.
사무총장은 지속 가능한 개발 목표를 향한 진전, 양성평등 2022라는 제목의 보고서를 넘겨보다 지난 10년 동안 디지털 세계에서 여성을 배제하는 것은 저소득층, 중산층 국가의 GDP에 약 1,000억 달러의 부족을 의미한다고 언급했습니다. 만약 아무것도 하지 않는다면 2025년까지 1조 5천억 달러에 이를 수 있습니다.
Par ailleurs, la diversité et la mixité de cet auditoire résument parfaitement l'attachement des organisateurs et des participants à des idéaux communs qui dépassent les considérations de genre.
따라서 디지털 격차를 해소하고 과학기술 분야에서 여성과 소녀의 대표성을 높이는 것이 중요합니다. 이를 위해서는 모든 사람, 지역사회, 국가의 이익이 되기 때문에 여성에게 행동하고 투자하는 것이 필수적입니다.
C'est donc tout naturellement que nous adressons enfin nos remerciements et nos félicitations à la DECOC, à qui revient spécialement le mérite d'avoir pris l'initiative d'organiser cet événement qui s'aligne dans l'optique de perpétuer la réflexion sur la condition féminine.
콩고민주공화국에서 국제여성의 날 기념 행사는 콩고민주공화국의 평화와 여성과 소녀의 권한 부여를 위한 평등주의적 디지털 교육이라는 주제를 가지고 있었는데, 이는 포용적 디지털 세계, 양성평등을 위한 혁신과 기술이라는 세계적인 주제에서 영감을 받았습니다.
Mesdames et messieurs, distingués invités, la discrimination fondée sur le genre nuit à tout le monde, femmes, filles, hommes et garçons.
선택에 따라 정부는 보다 포괄적이고 평등한 사회에 기여하기 위해 펠리스 앙투안 디셰케티트 실험부 국가 원수의 비전을 단호히 이행하기를 원했습니다.
Toutefois, en mettant en avant le rôle crucial de la technologie et de l'innovation dans l'avancement de l'égalité entre les genres, le thème de cette année nous rappelle combien le chemin demeure encore long, tant les inégalités en matière du genre semblent transcendantales et disparates.
실제로 이러한 불평등을 극복하기 위해 공화국 대통령은 권한 시작부터 이러한 불평등을 줄이고 콩고 민주공화국과 아프리카 모두에서 보다 평등한 사회가 도래할 수 있는 기반을 마련하기 위한 일련의 행동을 취했습니다.
Pour ce qui relève du numérique, par exemple, les factures sociales observées en matière de genre dans la société, de manière générale, peuvent avoir un impact hautement significatif dans l'accès et l'éducation des filles, jeunes filles et femmes aux nouvelles technologies.
3월 8일 인민국정에 모인 1000명 이상의 여성들 앞에서 대통령은 다음과 같은 몇 가지 성과를 언급했습니다.
La technologie peut élargir l'accès des femmes et des filles à l'éducation et leur ouvrir de nouvelles perspectives, mais elle peut aussi être utilisée pour amplifier les abus et la haine.
2019년 성별 기반 폭력 해치를 위한 개정된 국가 전략의 집행.
Car sans une représentation suffisante des femmes lors de leur mise au point, les nouvelles technologies peuvent dès le départ contenir en elles les germes de la discrimination.
2021년 6월 즉각적인 무관용 캠페인 시작.
Comme l'a si justement souligné dans son message, son Excellence M. Antonio Guterres, secrétaire général des Nations Unies,
On a demandé que... C'est vous qui faites le live, n'est-ce pas? Il a demandé que vous
2021년
arrêtez pour
11월
le moment, vous allez
긍정적 남성성에 관한
Parce que la
아프리카
réduction, elle est...
국가 원수 및 정부
Mais
주관의
même quand j'ai
주지.
déjà commencé, même s'il y a
selon le secrétaire général des Nations Unies,
ça nous va
les femmes représentent moins d'un tiers des personnes travaillant dans le domaine des sciences, de la technologie, de l'ingénierie et des mathématiques.
이러한 행동 외에도 여성의 경제,
C'est déjà
정책
fait, il n'y a pas grand chose.
과 같은 다른 것들의 발전의 빛을 보아야 합니다.
Le secrétaire général, reprenant à son compte le rapport intitulé Progrès vers la réalisation des objectifs de développement durable, au plan sur
Celle qui
l'égalité des
traduit,
femmes des
elle est
sexes
de l'église ou bien de
2022,
l'ambassade.
qui relevait que ces 10 dernières années,
Parce que moi, j'étais pas
l'exclusion des femmes du monde du numérique a représenté un manque à gagner d'environ 1000 milliards de dollars pour le PIB des pays à revenus faibles ou intermédiaires, pertes qui, si rien n'est fait, pourraient atteindre 1500 milliards de dollars d'ici à
On m'a
2025.
dit que tu as publié quelque
하지만
chose dans
디지털 기술은 오늘날 여성과 소녀들의 권리와 자유를 확인하는 데 가장 많이 사용되는 메가트론이며 여성과 소녀들이 평화를 유지하고 우리나라의 통합적인 행복, 발전을 위해 주도적인 역할을 확실히 하고 완전히 바뀔 수 있게 해주는 도구입니다.
D'où l'importance de réduire la facture numérique et d'accroître la représentation des femmes et des filles dans le domaine des sciences et des technologies. Et pour ce faire, il est primordial d'agir et d'investir en la femme
Tu connais
car
Busan,
cela
quel endroit?
bénéficie à l'ensemble des personnes, des communautés et
Ok,
des
tu pourras
pays.
avoir les informations.
디지털은 또한 여성들의 혁신을 위함으로써 이미 엄청난 기여를 하고 있는 분야이지만
Si je
우리는
ne
우리가
sais pas que
만약
je ne
그들이
serai pas
혁신하고
ici.
시민권을 행사하고
Ici, nous sommes
우리
dans une
사회의
église.
발전에 기여하기 위해 더 많은
C'est
것을
qui fait
줄 수
que je suis un
있다면
chrétien.
참여할 수 있는 중요한
Faut
행위자들로부터
demander
있었으면
Busan c'est
하고
quel
있다는 것을 알고
endroit.
있습니다.
Votre niveau de coréen.
Mesdames et messieurs, distingués
Il faut
invités,
essayer, vous allez voir.
en République démocratique du Congo, mon pays,
Bon, je
la
parle
célébration de la Journée internationale de la femme a eu pour thème
j'ai tout fait encore.
l'éducation numérique égalitaire pour la paix et
Undergraduate, master.
l'autonomisation des femmes et des filles en République démocratique du Congo, lequel s'est inspiré du thème mondial
Hay un problème.
pour un monde digital inclusif, innovation et
problème.
technologie pour
Hay un
l'égalité.
problème. Ah, tu vois.
그러나 국가원수는 목표 달성의 어려움에 대해 여전히 인식하고 있습니다. 올바르게 그는 성불평등이 투명하고 이질적으로 보이는 한 여전히 갈 길이 멀다고 상했습니다. 예를 들어 디지털 기술과 관련하여 일반적으로 사회에서 성별 측면에서 관찰되는 사회적 균열은 신기술에서 여학생과 여성의 교육 접근성에 매우 중요한 영향을 미칠 수 있습니다.
Par ce choix, le gouvernement a souhaité résolument mettre en œuvre la vision du chef de l'État, son Excellence M. Félix Antoine Tshisekedi Tshilombo, de concourir à une société qui soit plus inclusive et égalitaire.
그녀의 연설은 다음과 같은 말과 함께 희망의 메시지를 끝났습니다. 저는 콩고 민주공화국의 여성들이 성폭력으로부터 자유로운 세상, 디지털 기술이 모두의 손에 닿을 수 있는 세상, 그리고 저는 혁신, 디지털 기술의 측면에서 성평등을 완전히 보장하는 콩고를 보는 희망을 소중히 합니다.
En effet, pour revenir à bout de ces inégalités, le président de la République a entrepris dès l'entame de son mandat une série d'actions visant à réduire ces inégalités et à faire le lit à l'avènement d'une société plus égalitaire, aussi bien en République démocratique du Congo qu'en Afrique.
침략전쟁과 약탈의 일시적인 희생자인 우리 루안다 영혼이 여성, 딸들의 모든 고통을 상기시켜야 할 의무를 다하지 않고서는 제 발언을 끝낼 수 없습니다. 그들은 강간, 모든 종류의 비인간적이고 풍미를 손상시키는 대우, 그리고 다른 가장 심각한 인권 침해의 희생자들입니다. 저는 정부가 이 고통을 결정적으로 끝내고 전 국민의 명예를 회복하기 위해 노력을 아끼지 않고 있다는 것을 알려드릴 수 있습니다. 저는 그들의 회복력에 대해 그들에게 열렬한 찬사를 보내고 여러분이 그들을 계속해서 경건하게 생각할 것을 촉구합니다.
Dans son importante allocution du 8 mars dernier, devant plus de 1000 femmes réunies au Palais du Peuple, le président a mentionné quelques réalisations, dont entre autres l'adoption de la stratégie nationale révisée de la lutte contre les violences basées sur le genre en 2019, le lancement de la campagne Tolérance Zéro immédiate en juin 2021, l'organisation de la conférence des chefs d'État et de gouvernement de l'Union africaine sur la masculinité positive en novembre 2021, et outre ces actions, l'annonce d'autres, telles que la mise en place d'un fonds de promotion des initiatives économiques des femmes qui doit voir le jour.
제 발언을 마치기 전에 저는 대표뿐만 아니라 이 회의의 조직에 기여한 모든 자연인들은 법인들에게 감사를 표하고 싶습니다. 당신의 주도권은 장려되어야 합니다. 콩고의 건설에 여러분들의 도를 가져다 주셔서 감사합니다. 제가 말하는 세상은 여성의 조건을 개선하고 혁신, 신기술에 대한 접근, 디지털 교육의 측면에서 성평등을 완전히 보장할 것입니다.
Cependant, le chef de l'État reste conscient et lucide quant à la difficulté d'atteindre les objectifs.
이 컨퍼런스가 성공적으로 치러지기를 기원합니다.
C'est bien traduit. À juste titre, le chef de l'État Cependant, le chef de l'État reste conscient et lucide quant à la difficulté d'atteindre les objectifs.
앞서 우리 정부 정부했던 그거 기회 관련해서 우리 지금 대통령도 그런 어려움이 알고 계시니까 앞으로 노력하고 있다고 그렇게 말씀드릴 수 있습니다.
Toutefois, son discours s'est terminé sur note d'espoir par ces mots.
그 마지막으로 말씀하신 내용 이렇게 결론하셨습니다.
Je formule le vœu dit le chef de l'État, de voir les femmes de la République démocratique du Congo vivre dans un monde exempt de violences sexuelles.
저는 대변인으로서 앞으로 우리 kongo민주공화국 여성분들은 앞으로 자유롭게 살 수 있게 자유 중심으로 이렇게 노력하겠다고 말씀하셨습니다.
Donc, un monde où le numérique sera à la portée de tous.
C'est ça.
Et je caresse l'espoir de voir un Congo qui assure pleinement l'égalité des sexes en matière numérique.
어느 세상 기술을 통해서 이렇게 자유롭게 생활하고 기술 통해서 우리 여성분들 자기 자신 이렇게 개발하고 우리 사회 영향할 수 있므로 이렇게 되면 희망하고 있습니다.
Donc, en matière d'innovation, de technologie et d'éducation numérique, dans ce monde de robotique, de génétique et de l'informatique.
어느 세상 기술 발전하고 있어서 예를 들면 IDC 기술 있고 로봇 기술 있고 등등 그런 기술 통해서 우리 그런 기술 활용해서 우리 세상을 우리 인생 이렇게 발전할 수 있도록
Donc, mesdames et messieurs, distingués invités,
여러분들은
je ne saurais terminer mon propos sans m'acquitter du devoir de vous rappeler toute la souffrance de nos mères, femmes et filles, victimes exploitoires de la guerre d'agression et de prédation que mène le Rwanda dans la partie orientale du territoire de mon pays.
저는 마무리하기 전에 우리 나라 kongo민주공화국 쪽에서 우리 여성분들은 그 종전 때문에 많은 고통받고 있습니다.
Celles-ci sont victimes de viols, de toutes sortes de traitements inhumains et dégradants et autres violations les plus graves des droits de l'homme.
그 여성분들은 우리 kongo민주공화국에서 사람으로서 뭐 그렇게 사람으로서 이렇게 말이 알 수 없는 고통받고 있어서 조금 어렵고 그렇게 말씀드리고자 합니다.
Je puis vous assurer que le gouvernement n'épargne aucun effort pour mettre un terme définitif à cette souffrance et ainsi réhabiliter l'honneur de toute une nation.
그런 문제 있더라도 우리 정부는 꾸준히 노력하고 있어서 그런 문제 해결할 수 있도록 앞으로 그렇게 같이 도와주시면 같이 힘 모아서 뭐 그런 문제 해결할 수 있을 거라고 기대하고 있습니다.
Je rends donc un vibrant hommage à nos mamans, nos femmes et nos filles pour leur résilience et je vous exhorte à ne cesser d'avoir une pensée pieuse à leur endroit.
오늘 이런 자리에서 우리 여성분들이, 우리 어머님들이, 우리 타님들이 이런 자리에서 축하드리고자 합니다. 앞으로도 계속해서 노력해서 좋은 미래 있다고 그렇게 응원하고 있습니다.
Donc, mesdames et messieurs, distingués invités, avant de clore mon propos, j'aimerais encore une fois renouveler tous mes remerciements à la DECOC, ainsi qu'à tous ceux, personnes physiques ou morales, qui ont contribué à l'organisation de cette conférence.
제가 마무리하기 전에 오늘 여러분께서 모이신 것은 너무 아무리 바빠도 오늘 이런 자리에 와주셔서 너무 감사하고 오늘 예수랑 교회 앞서 말씀드린 것 같이 조금 정리해야 되니까 목사님, 사모님께서 이런 자리 마련해줘서 너무 감사하고 여기 와 계신 분들은 다 같이 이렇게 와주셔서 감사하고 지금 순서 진행까지 할 수 있도록 이렇게 좋은 시간 보내면 좋겠습니다.
Votre initiative doit être encouragée, mais elle doit aussi se multiplier.
이런 기회, DECOC 통해서 이런 기회 만들어줘서 이런 거 처음이라서 앞으로 여기 갖지 말고 이런 자리 계속 좀 준비해서 기회하면 좋겠습니다.
Merci. Merci d'apporter votre pierre à l'édifice d'un Congo, que dis-je, d'un monde qui améliorera les conditions de la femme et qui assurera pleinement l'égalité des sexes en matière d'innovation, d'accès aux nouvelles technologies et d'éducation au numérique.
이렇게 이런 자리에서 같이 이렇게 모아서 우리 콩고민주공화국에서 상황에 관련해서 도움이 될 거라고 하고 같이 이렇게 우리 세상 좋은 세상 만들 수 있다고 이렇게 편하게 여성 차별 없이 이렇게 같이 생활하시도록 좋은 환경 만들어 가자고 합니다.
Je souhaite donc plein succès à votre conférence. Je vous remercie et excusez-moi d'avoir été si long.
네, 너무 감사합니다. 감사합니다.
Merci beaucoup, Votre Excellence, pour ce beau discours. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for this wonderful speech. So, just for our guests who cannot speak French and English, I will just try to do a very little summarization of what His Excellency has just said. So, he spoke about gender-based discrimination, which can harm everyone, not only women, but also boys and men. And by highlighting the crucial role of technology and innovation in advancing gender equality, this year's theme reminds us of how much work remains to be done as gender inequalities seem pervasive and also disparate. And also, His Excellency said that technology can broaden women's and girls' access to education and open up new opportunities, but it can also be used to amplify abuse and hate. So without sufficient representation of women in their development, new technologies can contain seeds of discrimination from the outset. But also, he spoke about some of the efforts that our government is doing in order to how can I say, in order to make sure that we have gender equalities. And among some of the things that have been done, there is the adoption of a revised national strategy to combat gender-based violence. That's in 2019. He also spoke about the launch of the immediate zero tolerance campaign, which was implemented in 2021. Also, the organization of the African Union Heads of States and Government Conference on Positive Masculinity in Kinshasa. That was also in 2021. And finally, there are so many other announcements which will be done, such as the establishment of funds to promote women and women's economic initiatives, and many other things. And finally, he thanked the pastor for hosting us, and the First Lady, of course, and everybody else who is here. And he encouraged DECOC and its members to keep on organizing events like this, and to make sure that gender equality is always a thing in our community. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for those beautiful words. So now we are going to have a small presentation which will be on digital innovation and technology for women empowerment towards gender equality. So this will be done by Dr. Hyun Lee from Korea Institute of Public Administration. So I would like to welcome Dr. Hyun Lee for a small presentation. Please put your hands together for Dr. Hyun Lee.
이거 떡갈래기가 떡갈래.
I need to correct a little information about me. My name is not Hyun-mi, sorry about that. My name is Ryu Lee-hyun, and Ryu is my family name, and Lee-hyun is my first name. But I know my name is a little bit tricky for even Koreans because Ryu is my father's family name as usual, but E, the first syllable of my first name, came from my mom's family name. And I was wrong, probably my parents wanted to give their family name equally, so my mom put her family name as the first syllable of my first name. So my name is Lee-hyun Ryu, Ryu Lee-hyun. So, hello everyone, and actually I'm not an expert of digital technology, to be honest. At the same convenience policy. However, I'm a female researcher in South Korea who always considers discrimination or minorities' rights issue against the mainstream. So still I believe I have a kind of interesting, insightful ideas that I can share with you guys today. So, by the way, if you guys need a person who can make a speech about immigration, multiculturalism, please remember me. That is my real part, the real field of my study. Okay, I think I tried to make a subtitle of my speech because I wanted to focus on the Korean case. Because we are cosmopolitans though, but we are living here, South Korea. So I made my speech, I focused on my speech on Korean case. Okay, so my speech covers these 4 small topics. And first, let's begin with South Korean women's rights and gender issues. What do you think of women's rights in South Korea? High enough, or upper medium, or moderate, or lower medium? Well, would you say that if you read about recent Korean newspaper, probably you could see these kind of headlines. South Korea is already female-dominated society, or reverse discrimination against young men. Is it true?
Yes.
Sure. Let's check
Yes.
if these news headlines are correct based on the objective figures. According to the Gender Gap Index announced by the World Economic Forum, South Korea is ranked 99th out of 146 countries. Specifically, in terms of economic participation and opportunities, South Korea is ranked 115th out of 146. In the case of educational attainment as well, it is ranked 97th. And based on this kind of reality, especially among young South Korean women, see, gender sensitivity, feminism, and the related movement have rapidly grown. You know, the South Koreans are really good at doing this kind of movements, right? Especially with candles. This is a famous yet a little bit controversial movie in South Korea. This movie illustrates the typical experience that South Korean women's typical experiences, including marriage, childbirth, career disruption, frustration, and depression, and so on. The movie title is Kim Ji-young, born 82. As Kim is the most popular family name in South Korea, as you guys may know, and Ji-young is one of popular South Korean girls, female's name. I also have several Ji-youngs as my friends, right? Probably you also have. Generally, social movements based on progressive ideologies, including feminism, often face a social backlash, which is why, the left side, the men's rating for the movie is initially so low. It is called as a star rating bombing or star rating terrorism, right? It means that some men have like antagonism against the feminism or antagonism against the movement for women's rights. Let's move on to the second topic, digital innovation, digital technology innovation. What do you think of South Korean technology, digital technology? It is, very high. Whenever South Korean technology is brought up, probably the most typical example showcasing the degree of development is internet speed, which is apparently the fastest in the world. But today I want to share another recent instance. The Consumer Electronics Show, CES, is held by Consumer Technology Association in the States. Well, the companies across the world compete against each other and showcase their products every year. Among the exhibited products, 609 products in the field of digital health, smart cities, and robotics won the innovation awards. South Korean products took 1/3 of them, 1/3 of 609. It is amazing numbers. In the case of Best of Innovation, which only 20 companies win worldwide, 9 companies belonged to South Korea. And among 9 companies, 5 of them were not conglomerate like LG or Samsung. They are startup venture companies, which are generally very small, right? This accomplishment proves that the digital technology in South Korea is developing in both quantitative and qualitative ways. It is amazing. But let's talk of the intersection of digital technology and women's rights in South Korea. When you hear the two keywords, digital technology and women or women's rights, what comes to your mind? The news about digital technology development is good for everyone equally? You think so? I think of, unfortunately, as a woman in South Korea, when the two keywords, digital technology and gender issue or digital technology and women's rights, I think of digital sexual crimes. It's very sad. Let me ask you a very private question. Very, very private question. When you use a public toilet, what do you think? What do you think about when you use public toilet? Just, nothing? Thinking nothing, or feel happy, or just enjoy the moment? As a woman, unfortunately, I feel a sense of unease, nervous, and sometimes fear in a public toilet, where I should use at least more than a couple of times a day. This is because of molka. Have you guys heard about molka? Yes. Probably Koreans, I know. I can see your face. Molka is a Korean word which has gained a lot of international attentions through media outlet like BBC, The Guardian, The Times. Molka is an abbreviation of 몰래 camera. Camera is camera, and 몰래 meaning secret, right? So it's a spy cam. It is spy cam. It means that illegally, the spy cam is illegally, secretly installed camera somewhere, and public toilet, public restrooms are kind of the target for spy cam crime. Foreign press focused on why this crime gets serious in South Korea, particularly in South Korea. Some experts explored why this issue is so serious, and they said that an increasing number of men think that women are entitled in South Korea. Women claimed the rights that they do not deserve. So sex crime in South Korea are a way of expressing their anger at women. They said, I don't say it like that. And molka is an easy, accessible, and even cheap, low-cost way because of digital technology development in South Korea. Laws and institutions for preventing this crime cannot keep up with the speed or with the digital technology development. There are various kinds of other digital sex crimes, some of which are more serious, risky, and even fatal, and targeting for teenagers, young females, because they are very good at using, very familiar with using digital gadgets. That's why I cannot simply say that digital technology development is good for everyone. Let's talk about digital gender divide. It is clear that there are systemic issues that prevent female students from fully participating in the digital technology. Our ambassador already mentioned that the US Secretary General has pointed out that women are far behind in the digital technology, especially in the developing countries. Only 1 in 5 professionals are women in cutting-edge fields like AI. Looking at the case of South Korea, according to a South Korean women scientist group, only 1 out of 5 South Korean scientists are women. 1 out of 5, right? Experts have also pointed out that girls' enrollment rate in engineering science at their universities are only 21.4%. Only 21.4%. The factor contribute to the reality of gender divide gap, which cannot be simply ignored. At this point, you may ask such a question: why don't women actively jump into the field of digital technology? Why highly educated women, just jump into the field of STEM? STEM is science, technology, engineering, and math. I'm gonna give you some ideas why simple encouragement doesn't work, or just simply take stereotype that is a barrier that girls cannot simply overcome by themselves. However, there is an alternative way to improve the reality. Some of the studies have shown that just simply changing the title of the course, like to something more inclusive, or emphasizing the relevance of the course to other fields, can reduce the gender gap in enrollment. For example, when an introductory computer science course was titled Creative Problem Solving in Science and Technology Using Python, instead of just Introduction to Python, the enrollment of female students increased significantly, and their outcomes in the course were good enough. There is another instance of explaining why girls cannot encourage themselves to overcome the invisible barrier. This anecdote is an experience of a teacher who teaches how to code students. Coding is a kind of endless process of trial and error, right? I'm not very good at it, to be honest. It requires perseverance. It requires imperfection. During the first week when girls were learning about coding, a student called her teacher over and said, "Teacher, I don't know what code to write." The teacher approached to her and looked at her screen and saw the blank text editor. But when the teacher pressed undo a few times, she found that her students had written code and then deleted it. The student had tried, come close, but didn't get exactly right. Then instead of showing the progress that she had made by herself, she was prepared to show nothing at all to her teacher. Perfection or bust. On the other hand, when boys are struggling with a coding assignment, they come in and say, "Teacher, there is something wrong with my code." But girls come in and say, "Teacher, there is something wrong with me." What could be a cause between the differences between girls and boys? we should understand, we should consider how boys and girls are differently socialized. Girls are socialized from their very young age to avoid risk and failure. On the other hand, boys are encouraged to take risk and be brave. We are taught to smile pretty or play it safe, get all A's, whereas boys are taught to play rough, swing high, and crawl to the top of the monkey bar and then just jump off head first. And by the time they are adults, whether they are negotiating a raise or even asking someone out on a date, they are habituated to take risk after risk, and they reward it, right? These gendered expectations, gendered socializations create an invisible barrier that girls may struggle to overcome. At this point, we can move to the last topic of my speech, how to bridge the digital gender divide and create more, equitable and inclusive digital world. At a personal level, we should encourage not just girls, we should encourage, more importantly, their imperfection. That is my suggestion. We should encourage and praise the imperfection of women around us. Can you? Yeah, I need to also practice a little. And my second suggestion is policy level. There is something more that we can do to improve the reality. At a policy level, various programs in countries such as Canada, France, Ireland, or Belgium, the UK, provide opportunities for women and girls in science and technology through scholarships or awards. Some European countries have dedicated departments to create math and physics textbooks preferred by female students. And teaching strategy can be also improved, such as minimizing competition and encouraging cooperative learning among girls. By doing so, by making efforts at personal and policy level, I believe finally we can empower women in the digital world and support their rights and gender equality. If our efforts to bridge digital gender divide, digital innovation can become a huge opportunity for women. I know that it's one of my friends, it's a real friend, one female victim of sexual crimes developed apps and platforms providing education and psychological counseling to underage young victims. And there is also a case that 2 high school girls in the States developed a video game titled Tampon Run to destigmatize menstruation. And we can imagine that utilizing digital technology, remote work can make it easier for women to balance their works and their family lives. And online platforms can open up entrepreneurship opportunities for women without requiring a lot of capital. Okay, I believe in our ability to make a positive impact in the digitalized digital world, and I wish good luck to all of you and your daughters, sisters, and wives, girlfriends, and colleagues around you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Yu, for this beautiful presentation. It was very, very informative. Now we are going to have another very small presentation. This is going to be really small before moving on to some very good performances that we have. So the theme for the next presentation is Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality in Africa, Social Media as Key for GBV Eradication. And the presentation is going to be by Mrs. Sarah Moise Marie. She is a PhD candidate in social welfare policy and administration science at Kyungbuk National University. So please put your hands together to welcome Mrs. Marie.
Actually, my name is Marie Mweze. As he said, I'm a student at Kimpuk National University. I'm doing my PhD in political sciences. It's a great honor to be here. I've been in Korea for a lot of years, and this is the first time we are doing something like this. So it's really a great pleasure, and I'm honored. I'm going to present on innovation and technology for gender equality in Africa, and I'm going to focus on social media as a key to eradicate gender-based violation. First of all, I'm going to start by presenting some facts. And the first one is that the African women are suffering from all kinds of gender-based violation. A study has been conducted by UNFPA in 2018 in 5 sub-Saharan African countries. And it has proven that the study was conducted, it was like the interview, and more than 60% of the people who were interviewed, only women, they declared that they have suffered at least once. They have been victims or survivors of sexual-based violation of one kind or another. This is just showing how African women, and especially Congolese women, are suffering every day. So the second fact is that the UN, the international organizations, and different local governments are actually working hard to reduce gender-based violation, but their work is still a lot. We still have a lot of things to do, and we are all joining hands together to reduce it. When it comes to globalization and information technology, women are suffering a big gap. There is a big gap between men and women when it comes to access to internet, to technology, or any kind of information that they can have. Also, it is true that women's access to technology is limited, but few women have actually a certain access to technology through the development of smartphones and social media. I strongly believe that more work should be done in terms of allowing women to attain a certain level of equality when it comes to using technology. But with the little access that we already have, with the little access that women have to technology, to science, and to information, I believe that we can do something about gender-based violation. So, and one of the things that we can do as women, we can do it through social media. Because as I said before, many women, some women already have access to internet. They have smartphones, and through those smartphones, they use social media, and I strongly believe that social media can be a tool to reduce gender-based violation. So why did I say that we can use social media? First one, it's because social media is accessible, it's available. With a smartphone and like $2, you can have internet, and you can connect with other people all over the world. Also, social media is the best tool to empower women and girls without any discrimination. I mean, Facebook or Instagram or Twitter doesn't distinguish who is Congolese, who is Korean, who is from the US. We are all equal when it comes to using social media. And that's why I believe that it's a really great tool that can help us do something in order to end social gender-based violation. When it comes to some cases where social media actually has done something great, we can see the Me Too movement. Maybe some of us have heard about it. It was started by Tarana Burke, an African American in 2006. She understood that social media is actually a key. She understood that the power of social media can do great things, and she insisted on that. And Me Too movement became popular in 2017 and 18 through the post of the actress Alyssa Milano, who is also an American actress. Through the Me Too movement, one of the prominent movements that happened on social media took place, and many women actually joined their voices, they joined their force together without meeting in person, without going to conferences, but with just one phone and the internet, they met and impact. It has also increased debates and critical discussions about what we can do in order to end sexual harassment. And it's brought actually many changes in terms of policies and in terms of laws, especially in the United States, in India, and in other developed countries. So the Me Too movement emphasized on the role of men as well. That's why it's very important, because we know that in order to end sexual violation or sexual harassment, men and women have to join forces together. So the Me Too movement didn't exclude men. They called out for men and women together to work in order to improve women's life quality. Apart from the Me Too movement, there were many other movements that also used social media to make an impact. I'm going to skip this because of time. So what can we learn from actually this Me Too movement and other movements that happened on social media? The first lesson and the most important one is that one small action can bring a great change. So many people say that they want to change the world and they dream big, but they ignore that changing the world starts by changing one small thing. So we also learned that internet can be used differently, because many people, many women who use like social media, like TikTok, Facebook, Instagram and stuff, they think that social media only serves for posting videos, dances, showing off their styles and stuff, but many of them don't realize that they can use it differently in another way so that they can bring about a change. So through the Me Too movement, we also learned that solidarity is extremely important. Imagine if that American actress would have posted the Me Too movement and no one responded. There could be no change, no impact. But fortunately, when she posted it, other women saw it and they reposted it, and it went viral. That's a great sign of solidarity, which is very important for fighting against gender-based violation. Also, a few African women actually have access to internet, and through this we should learn that the little access that we have can bring great things. So here today I would like us to think about how we can use social media in our environment in order to bring change, especially in order to reduce gender-based violation. And my thought is that change should start by a change of the mindset about who we are and about beliefs that degrade women. Because if I want to post something in order to lift up women or women's rights, it has to come from my mind or from my heart. So if I don't deeply believe that women deserve better, I can't do anything. So I think the changing of our minds is key, is very important. So we should also learn that what we do online matters. It's very important. We have to observe and to be careful about what we post. because it's just an anecdote. I saw a video on TikTok of a woman who is saying that all women who had twins are crazy and not normal. So when I saw that video, I was shocked. I'm like, how can just a woman stand up on TikTok and say that all women who had twins are crazy? That was crazy, actually. So we should observe and we should be intentional about what we are posting, what we are saying, because it's going to impact our future. Also, social media is a route to share information about who we are, who we want to be, and what change we need. So we should use social media in a good way so that it can bring that change we need. And lastly, I also believe that social media can be used in order to educate young people, especially young men. Because nowadays, many young children, from children to adolescent to adults, they all have phones. And those phones usually have internet. So if you use that internet to educate your boys, to tell them that a man is not someone who abuses, but someone who cares and loves, I think it can bring a change. So as I'm finishing, I love this citation of Burke, who said, if we keep on making only statements and not doing actions, we'll get in trouble. So this, what I'm doing here, is just a statement. But after this, we all need to do something in order to reduce gender-based violation. Thank you for your attention.
Would you please try to put your hands together again for thank you very much for your very, very informative presentation. I actually did not even know what GVB was before. So now we know gender-based violation. Okay, thank you so much. And of course, we should all be the change that we need to see, and everyone has a very big role to play to make sure that gender equality is effective in this world. Thank you so much. Now, I would like to welcome, we're going to have a performance of a very big superstar in Korea. He's as a K-pop singer, Mr. Davi. So, Mr. Davi, please come on stage. Please put your hands together for Mr. Davi.
Zamba. Zamba? So nice to meet you, everybody. I'm a Korean singer, a producer, who loves Jesus Christ. I want to confess that I was also a criminal before I met Jesus Christ. This is what he said to me. You are from your father, the devil, and you want to do his desire because he was born a murderer. And every time he speaks lies because there's no truth inside it. You cannot stand on truth. And this is what Jesus told me. The reason I came down to earth is to destroy the work of the devil and to wash away your sins by my death on the cross. And the reason I resurrected within 3 days is to become the path and the truth, the life for you to meet God, who wants to love. And after I knew I received Jesus Christ, the true love, I'm changed. And I can stand on here to glorify Jesus Christ, who has changed my life. Thank you. It is so honored to be here. And And I'm here to give this honor to my Lord, my Savior, my King, Jesus Christ.
awesome. Okay, since we're still in the same mood, so we're going to have now an African way of doing things, or let me say a Congolese way of doing things. And I would like to invite Frank Imani and his team for their performance. Please put your hands together, Frank Imani.
Good evening. Such a pleasure to be here, and nice to meet you all. My name is Frank. I think this is the second time I've come to this place. It's such a pleasure to be back. Let me say to be back, right? So I've been invited to come and sing. So I hope we're gonna sing together for the glory of God, as well as for the culture of Congo. We're going to do some music in the Congolese way. We're going to also sing in a way that everyone will find himself, right? All right, give me the email and let's do it.
Mon Dieu, mon sauveur, c'est toi ma force, ma forteresse. Tu m'exaltes, tu m'écoutes. Tu sais quand je me repose et quand je rêve. Tu pénètres dans mes pensées et tu m'accomplis sur la bonne voie. Et ton amour couvre mes faiblesses, ta main puissante, ma force. Où irai-je? Où fuirai-je? Ma vie dépend de toi, Seigneur. Les dieux de tout mon être. Où irai-je? Où fuirai-je? Ma vie dépend de toi, Seigneur. Les dieux de tout mon être. Tu sais quand je marche et quand je me couche, tu étais loin et tu m'abandonnes. Tu pénètres toutes mes pensées. Oh, 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 ton âme m'a conduit, ta droite me saisit. Tu m'entoures par derrière, devant, et tu mets ta main sur moi. Tes pensées sont impénétrables, l'île n'est comme toi. Où irai-je? Où fuirai-je? Où fuirai-je? Ma vie dépend de toi, ma vie dépend de toi. Où irai-je? Où irai-je? Fuirai-je? Où fuirai-je? Oh, ma vie dépend de toi, Seigneur, les dieux de tout mon être. Je te loue, c'est que je suis si merveilleux. C'est admirable, on a le reconnaît. Je te loue, c'est que je suis si merveilleux. C'est admirable, on a le reconnaît. Je te loue, c'est que je suis si merveilleux. C'est admirable, on a le reconnaît. Je te loue, Dieu est tout mon aide, où irais-je, où fuirais-je? Ma vie dépend de toi, Seigneur, que Dieu est tout mon aide. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. And next time I'm gonna just ask you to stand up if you're okay with that. We're gonna sing in a Congolese way. So there is a song that I love so much. It simply says Hallelujah, Amen. I'm sorry, Mr. Ambassador. Sorry for making you stand up. So I just want you to tell your neighbor this is the right moment. Tell them, come on, feel free. Yeah, this is a good moment, right? We're gonna shake our body, we're gonna dance like the glory of God, amen? Listen, there is a song I love, it says this, Hallelujah, Amen, Hallelujah, Hallelujah, Amen, yeah, Hallelujah, yeah, Hallelujah, Amen, yes, Hallelujah, Amen, Hallelujah, Hallelujah, Amen, Hallelujah, Hallelujah, Yes, one is Amen, como dice la, yes, one is Amen, como dice la, yes, one is Amen, como
Hello. Yes, I still feel the mood in my body. Thank you so much, Frank. Would you please give a round of applause again? Thank you very much. So yes, that is the way we express our joy where we come from. We are very happy that everyone is here and everyone could share this joy with us. So after the performance, now I'm going to invite the First Lady of this church for a message. So I would like to welcome Mrs. Kim Yusun, who is the First Lady of the church. Please put your hands together for
여러분 오늘 행복하십니까? Are you all enjoying the ceremony today? 예수사랑교회가 특히 사랑하는 우리 아프리카 대사님, 또 사모님 모시고 이 영광된 자리에 서게 돼서 너무 기쁩니다. I'm so happy and it's my honor to have ambassador here today at our church. 아프리카에 하나님의 빛이 임한 줄로 저는 믿습니다. I already believe that God's light has come upon Africa. 제가 오늘 잠깐 여러분들과 나눌 이야기는 엘리트에 관한 이야기인데요. Today I would like to share a message about elite. 저는 사회학자도 아니고 정치학자도 아니기 때문에 이 엘리트라는 개념에 대해서 특별히 생각해 본 적은 없었습니다. I'm not an expert of politics or sociology, so I didn't really know what to think of the definition of elite. 제 전공은 교육학이고 문학이거든요. My major is education and contemporary literature. 그런데 이 엘리트에 관한 강의를 제안받았을 때 깊이 한번 생각해보게 되었습니다. And when I heard that I will give this presentation about elite, I thought about it for a moment. 제가 이 강의를 준비하고 어떤 청년에게 물었습니다. As I was preparing this message, I asked one young man. 너는 엘리트라고 생각하느냐 자신이 물었죠. Do you think that you are an elite? 잠깐 고민하더니 먼저 제가 엘리트란 무엇이라고 생각하느냐 이렇게 물었습니다. Actually, I asked him, what do you think the elite is? 그랬더니 즉각적으로 이렇게 대답했어요. 성공자다. And he said, the one who is succeeded. 성공한 사람이 엘리트라는 거예요. And he said, the one who made a success. 그래서 제가 이렇게 물었죠. 그럼 네가 엘리트라고 생각하느냐? So then I asked him back, do you think you are the elite? 고민하더니 자기가 아직은 엘리트가 아닌 것 같다고 얘기했습니다. And he said that I don't think I'm not. 그래서 제가 그랬어요. 너는 엘리트다. But I said you are an elite. 제가 사랑하는 우리 청년을 내가 봤을 때 분명히 엘리트였습니다. And he was an elite. It's his beloved young adult at our church. 그는 전문성을 가지고 있었고요. Because he has a skill. 그리고 다른 사람들과 공감하고 배려하고 도와줄 수 있는 감성을 지닌 청년이었습니다. He was a sensible man who can help someone else out and he can empathize with one another. 그리고 그에게는 꿈이 있었어요. And he also has a dream. 자기 전문성을 가지고 많은 사람들을 이롭게 하고 싶다. and he wanted to help many other people with his specialty
하나님이 원하시는 영혼 구원에 쓰고 싶다라는 꿈을 가진 청년입니다.
because he was an adult who has a dream so that God can use his dream.
이 세 가지를 가지고 있으면 저는 이미 엘리트라고 생각합니다.
And if you are possessed with these three things, I think you are an elite.
그런데 사람들은 대부분 엘리트에 대해서 사회적 통념이 돈을 많이 가졌거나 권력을 많이 가져야 된다고 생각해요.
But according to social convention, many people think that being an elite, you have to have a lot of money or power.
여성 엘리트 하면 먼저 여러분들이 누구를 떠올립니까?
Who do you think of when you come up with the female elite?
예, 힐러리 클린턴입니다.
Or Hillary Clinton,
엘리자베스 여왕입니다.
or Queen Elizabeth II?
최고의 엘리트죠.
They are the epitomes of elites.
한 사람은 성공해서 엘리트가 된 케이스고요.
The one who made a success, that's how she became an elite.
엘리자베스 여왕은 태어나 보니까 금수저를 불고 태어났습니다.
Elizabeth II, she was born into the royalty.
그래서 혈통에 의한 엘리트예요.
So her bloodline, it was already royalty.
그런데 엘리트의 정의가 무엇이냐면 사전적인 정의는 무엇이냐면 전문성을 가지고 그 분야에 성공한 사람의 엘리트라고 부릅니다.
In the dictionary it says that if you're an elite, if you have made a success with your specialty.
모르겠어요. 엘리자베스 여왕의 전문성이 무엇인지는 모르겠습니다.
I'm not sure if Elizabeth, the Queen Elizabeth has a specialty.
분명한 한 가지는 엘리트는 아름다운 매력과 선택된 전문성이 있어야 된다는 것이죠.
But however, elites should have elegance, the beauty, and also selectivity, the specialty.
그렇다면 여기 앉아 계신 홍보 대사님 사모님이 더 엘리트이신 것 같습니다.
And I think that First Lady of the Ambassador, I think you are the elite.
오늘 잠깐 보았지만 첫눈에 제가 반했어요.
I mean, it was my first time meeting with her, but I fell in love with her.
너무 아름다우신 분이셨고요.
She looked very beautiful.
짧은 시간에 우리 학교에 대한 비전을 나눴을 때 서로의 꿈에 서로 호응했습니다.
And it was a very brief moment, a meeting we had, and I shared my dream and the vision about my school, and she was very responsive.
엘리트란 우리 청년이 생각하는 돈과 권력과 힘을 가진 자가 아니라는 것이죠.
So the elite is not about the someone who has money or power.
그러나 사회적 통념에 의해서 엘리트는 그래야 된다라고 생각해요.
But according to our society, we think that they are the elites who has money and power.
엘리트는 좋은 건데 엘리트주의가 될 때 굉장히 위험합니다.
Being an elite is actually a good thing, but if it becomes elitism, then it becomes dangerous.
엘리트주의의 위험성이 무엇입니까?
What are the perils of elitism?
사이먼 만다 교수, 잠비아 대학교 교수가 이런 얘기를 했습니다.
So this is quotation from the Dr. Simon Manda, the University of Zambia.
엘리트주의는 엘리트와 관련된 우월한 태도나 행위를 가진 소수의 집단이나 개인이라고 규정했습니다.
It says elitism advances a superior attitude or behavior associated with an elite or the belief that a societal system should be led by an elite.
맞습니다.
It is correct.
그러나 진짜 위험한 것은 무엇이냐면 이 소수의 집단이 대중을 이끌어야 된다라고 하는 신념입니다.
But what's more dangerous is that this small group of people believe that they should be the one who will lead these whole people.
물론 역사자 토인비는 이렇게 말했어요.
The historian Toynbee quoted,
엘리트라는 창조적 소수를 통해서 도전과 웅전이 일어나고 이를 통해서 역사는 향상된다.
He says that from this small group of elites, when the human beings are faced with the great circumstances there, they can respond to such circumstances. That's how the history can evolve.
긍정적인 의미의 엘리트입니다.
So this is a positive effect of having elites.
그러나 부정적 의미의 엘리트주의는 무엇입니까?
But what about the negative effects of having elitism?
콩고민주공화국의 유권자 연맹 보고서에 따르면
According to the Voters League of Civil Opposition DRC,
엘리트주의에 매몰된 자들을 통해서 자신의 지위를 유지하고자 하는 그런 자신의 지위를 유지하는 데 힘과 권력을 남용함으로써 부패와 불공정을 생산해낸다 이렇게 얘기했습니다.
it says that these people try to use their influence to maintain their position.
그래서 엘리트가 엘리트주의라는 그 주의로 매몰되었을 때 굉장히 위험한 역사적 사건들을 초래합니다.
So when the elite, being an elite becomes elitism and it produces a very historical dangers.
그 콩고에서는 이런 얘기를 했다고 해요. 아무리 정부 기관이 투명성과 책임성을 강조한다 할지라도 엘리트주의에 매몰된 소수의 엘리트들 때문에 정부 기관의 모든 노력은 약화되고 있다.
Says that despite the efforts of government agencies to promote transparency and accountability, public trust has been undermined by these small group of elites.
엘리트주의가 얼마나 위험한 것인지 한번 역사를 통해서 봅시다.
Let's take a look at our history, how this elitism can be pearls to our human being.
아마 히틀러를 모르는 사람은 없을 거예요.
And I'm sure everyone knows about Hitler.
히틀러는 강력한 선민 사상으로서 아리아 민족에 대한 엘리트지즘에 빠져 있었습니다.
And he was the one who completely fell into elitism about the chosenness of Aryans.
이 세상을 지배하는 것은 반드시 아리아 민족이어야 된다.
He said that the Aryans should be the one who should rule this world.
하얀 피부를 가져야 되고요.
With a pale skin.
네, 금발이어야 됩니다.
Has to be the blonde.
팔다리가 길어야 돼요.
And the legs and the arms should be long.
이러한 아리아 민족, 다시 말해서 게르만 민족이 전 세계를 지배해야 된다고 생각했습니다.
He thought that German descent, the Aryans, should be the one who should rule the world.
그래서 그는 무엇을 만들어냈습니까?
So what did he come up with?
레벤스보르를 만들어냈습니다.
He came up with the Lebensborn.
원래 뜻은 생명의 원천이라는 뜻이에요.
It actually literally means the source of life.
정확하게 말하면 인간 교배 공장입니다.
But actually became a factory of the place of human breeding.
다시 말해서 아기 공장을 만들어냈어요.
He made a baby factory.
우월한 아리아 유전자를 가진 남성과 우월한 아리아 유전자를 가진 여성을 교배시킨 장소입니다.
So this is a place where men and women with the dominant genes were brought into together.
그래서 저는 엘리트를 만들어냈어요.
And they created elites.
그에 비하여 유대인들에 대해서 어떻게 했습니까, 히틀러는?
And so what did he do with Jews?
유대인 말살 정책을 폈습니다.
He came up with the race cleansing.
옆에 보시는 사진은 유대인 여성들입니다.
And you can see the Jewish women.
수용소에 있는 유대인 여성 중에 임신한 여성을 지금 뽑았어요.
He selected a pregnant Jewish woman.
그래서 강제 유산시켰습니다.
And he took those women for forced abortion.
나치즘의 엘리트주의에 의하면 유대인은 이 세상에 있어서는 안 되는 인종이었습니다.
According to Nazism, elitism, Jews could not survive on earth.
유대인주의의 위험성 엘리트주의의 위험성이 무엇입니까?
What was the pearls of elitism?
혐오와 배제입니다.
It was about hatred.
누군가를 혐오하는 거예요.
It's something about hating someone.
그리고 엘리트가 아닌 어떤 집단 외의 모든 집단을 어떻게 합니까? 배제시키는 것입니다.
And you are excluding other organizations that they don't belong to elites.
이러한 배제가 살인으로까지 이어진 것입니다.
And this exclusion and hatred led to murdering.
세계의 슬픈 역사는 어디로부터 다 파생되었습니까?
So you see all this sad history. Where did it come from?
약자를 무시하고 배제하고 혐오하는 데서부터 시작되었습니다.
It all came from this hatred, exclusion of the marginalized.
우리 대사님 사모님께서 이런 얘기를 하셨고 우리 대사님도 그러셨어요.
The ambassador and also first lady told me something.
이 엘리트 여성 이 대회가 계속되어야 된다고 했을 때 목사님과 제가 박수를 쳤습니다.
And when they said this conference should move on, we should do this every year, I and Reverend Kim, my husband, we applauded.
우리는 여성 엘리트를 만들어내야 됩니다.
Because we have to raise female elites.
그렇다면 엘리트를 정의하는 하나님의 기준은 무엇일까요?
Then what is God's standards of elites?
양을 치는 목자 다윗에게 하나님은 말씀하셨습니다.
God told David the shepherd,
너는 여호와 하나님을 사랑하는 성실한 믿음을 가지고 있구나.
You have the integrity of heart.
그리고 양을 치는 네 손에 공교함이 있구나.
And you have skillful hands.
손의 공교함은 어떤 것이었습니까?
What is the skillful hands?
나에게 맡겨진 양에 대해서 생명을 거는 것입니다.
And he took even laid his life for taking care of his sheep.
곰이 와서 내 양을 움켜쥐면 생명 걸고 곰의 입을 찢어버리는 것입니다.
When the bear comes to hunt the sheep that he was taking care of, he will chase after the bear and kill it.
하나님의 엘리트주의입니다.
And this is God's elitism.
하나님의 시선이 머무는 엘리트, 여성 엘리트는 과연 누구겠습니까?
Who would be the elite in the eyes of God?
성경의 여성을 통해서 봅시다.
Let's take a look at some biblical figures in
성경 66권 중에 단 2권이 여성의 일대기를 쓰고 있습니다.
Among 66 books of the Bible, only 2 books write about the whole biography of the woman.
하나는 루키, 하나는 에스더입니다.
One is about Ruth and the other is about Esther.
자, 루시라는 여성은 어떤 여성이었습니까?
And who was a figure of Ruth?
모압 지방의 이방 여성입니다.
And she was a Gentile from Moab.
재밌잖아요?
Very funny.
유대인들은 그 엘리트주의의 희생양이 되어서 좀 전에 강제 유산을 당했잖아요, 여성들이.
And a moment ago I said that Jews, they were victimized by the Holocaust because
근데
they had elitism.
이 세상에서 가장 강력한 선민 의식을 가지고 있는 민족이 누굽니까?
But again, who were the group of people who had the most sense of chosenness? They are the Jews.
유대인이죠.
They are the Jews.
유대인 또한 희생양이 될 수 있다는 것이 역설적 아닙니까?
Isn't it ironical that Jews can become a victim?
그들의 선민사상 엘리트주의는 무엇이었냐면 다른 민족을 배제하는 것이었습니다.
So for Jews, what they wanted to do is exclude other people,
혐오하는 것이었어요.
hate.
그런데 루스는 어떤 여자였습니까?
But what kind of person was Ruth?
선민사상을 가지고 있는 유대인들이 혐오하는 모압 지방의 여인이었습니다.
She was from the region Moab.
그런데 그녀는 어떻게 됐죠?
And what happened to her?
과부가 되었어요.
She became a widow.
자, 이방 여인입니다.
She's from Gentile.
과부예요.
She's a widow.
근데 그는 어떤 여인이 되었습니까?
And what became of her?
다윗 왕의 증조 할머니가 되었습니다.
She became a grandmother of King David.
다윗 왕의 혈통이 되었다는 것이죠.
That means she had a same line as David.
성경에서 말하고 있는 이 에스더는 어떤 여인이었습니까?
What about the Esther according to the Bible?
바벨론의 포로로 끌려간 고아였습니다.
She was an orphan taken to Babylon.
고아라니까요.
She was an orphan.
미래가 보장되지 않은 고아.
Her future was not guaranteed.
모르드게라는 삼촌의 손에 의해서 길러집니다.
And she was raised by her uncle Mordecai.
가장 강력한 힘을 가지고 있었던 바벨론 제국의 포로로 끌려가서 왕후가 된 것입니다.
But she became a queen of the Babylon.
진정한 엘리트.
So who is a true elite?
하나님의 시선이 머무는 엘리트 여성.
The female elite in the eyes of God.
어떻게 해야 될까요?
How can you become like them?
민족이 말살되는 절망적인 상태에서 나는 죽으면 죽으리라는 결단을 내릴 수 있는 용기.
So in the brink of the face of the death of all her the nation, she had this resolution that if I perish, then I perish. She had this courage to die.
위기 상황에서 삼촌 모르드게가 이런 얘기를 합니다.
When she was in the crisis,
네가 왕위의 일을 얻은 것이 이 때문이 아니겠느냐?
the uncle Mordecai said that who knows but that you have come to your work position for such a time as this.
자, 포로로 끌려간 고아 소녀였던 이 에스더. 이 에스더야말로 이 시대가 요구하는 여성 엘리트 아니겠습니까?
So I think the Esther, she is a prime example of this elite in this age.
개인의 특권 의식을 배제한 헌신적인 태도.
She had a sense of commitment, exclusive of privilege.
조금 전에 무슨 얘기를 했습니까? 엘리트주의의 폐단이 무엇이었습니까?
What did I talk about the negative effects of the elitism?
개인의 특권을 지속적으로 고착화시키려는 노력.
It is how this small group of people try to keep their own interest.
여기에서부터 불공정과 부패가 양산된다는 것입니다.
And from here, all kinds of unfairness and corruption
지금
evolve.
우리 한국 사회에 만연해 있지 않습니까?
And this is happening in Korean society.
요즘에는 은수저, 금수저라고 말 안 합니다.
Nowadays, we don't talk about a silver spoon or a gold spoon.
그거보다 더 높은 게 있어요.
There's a higher spoon than that.
검수저.
It's called 검수저. It means if your father is a persecutor,
태어나 보니까 아버지가 검사야.
you're born into a persecutor's house.
그럼 만사형통.
Then your life goes well.
이게 무엇입니까?
So what am I talking about?
불공정과 불의를 만들어낸다는 것이죠.
So these kind of things create unfairness and unrighteousness.
왜 그렇습니까? 개인의 특권 의식을 절대로 내려놓으려고 하지 않는 것이죠. Because this group of people will not let go of their own privilege. 앞으로 이 컨퍼런스가 지속되면서 만들어낼 우리의 여성 엘리트는 누굽니까? So what kind of female elite we should raise throughout this conference that we're going to continue? 내가 금수저를 물고 태어났어도, whether I'm born with a silver spoon, 내가 고아로 태어났어도, whether I'm born with as an orphan, 비록 내가 과부여도, even though I'm a widow, 나는 엘리트가 될 수 있다. I can be an elite. 어떻게? How? 특권의식을 내려놓는 헌신적인 태도. If you have a sense of commitment, 역사의식에 근거한 사명감. If you have a sense of mission in the age of crisis, 과거를 잊지 않는 것이죠. Not forgetting about the past. 과거를 통해서 현재의 위기 상황을 볼 줄 알아야 됩니다. Because through the past, you should be able to overcome the present. 그리고 미래를 대비할 수 있는 전문성. And the specialty to prepare the future. 에스더는 결단 내렸습니다. Esther made a resolution. 내 민족의 위기를 볼 수 있는 통찰력. And the insight to see the crisis of my people are going through. 그 통찰력을 가지고 내가 죽으면 죽으리라는 결단력. And with this insight, she made a resolution that if I perish, I perish. 불의 앞에 맞설 수 있는 용기. And the courage that you can face unrighteousness. 이러한 엘리트를 만들어내야 되지 않겠습니까? No, we need to raise this kind of elites, right? 불임절이라는 새 역사를 쓴 왕 에스더입니다. So through her, the Queen Esther, she made a new history appearing. 저는 이 강의의 요청을 받고 제가 한번 깊이 생각해봤어요. When I first got a suggestion of this presentation, I thought deeply about this. 나는 엘리트인가? Am I an elite? 내가 엘리트라는 강의를 할 자격이 있나? Am I qualified to give you a lecture about elite? 생각해본 결과 답을 얻었습니다. And I thought about it, but I have an answer. 나는 이 시대에 하나님이 원하시는 엘리트다. I am an elite God wants. 동의하십니까? Do you all agree? 박수가 안 나오는군요. 죄송합니다. 네. 누가 박수를 쳤느냐? Even Ambassador 김수건 목사님이 박수 쳤습니다. Also Reverend Kim, my husband. 누군지 아시죠? You know who he is. 네. 사랑하는 남편입니다. He's my beloved husband. He knows everything about me. 남편이 인정하면 끝난 거예요. He thinks that I'm an elite. I am an elite. 맞습니까? 지금 이 주제가 디지털인데요. So today's topic is actually digital. 저는 디지털하고는 좀 관계가 사실은 먼 사람입니다. But actually, I'm not really a person of the technology. 저는 아날로그적 감성을 가진 여자예요. Because I'm a person who has an analog sensibility. 어느 정도로 테크놀로지하고 이 관계가 뭐냐면 김치 냉장고만 사도 세팅을 어떻게 해야 될지 모르는 사람입니다. You know, if I get a new refrigerator, I don't even know how to use it properly. 근데 어떻게 디지털을 말한다는 것이 이 디지털은 저는 천재만 하는 거라고 생각해요. And so I'm very humble that I need to talk about digital, but actually I think that only the genius can talk about the digital world. 네, 천재 앞에서 지금 아날로그를 얘기하고 있는 것입니다. So I'm not a right person. I might not be a right person to talk about it. 그러면 아날로그는 불편한 것이고 구세대적인 것이냐? So is analog something that's very outdated? 불통인 것이냐? What is having no communication? 저는 그렇게 생각하지 않습니다. I don't think that way. 저는 글을 쓰는 문학자입니다. I am an essayist who writes the book. 문학이 무엇입니까? What is a literature? 책을 통해서 사람을 이해하는 거죠. It is understanding people through books. 내가 체험해보지 못한 세계에 대해서 체험해보는 것이 책입니다. Through books, you can experience something that you didn't experience. 저는 문학을 통해서 사람을 이해하게 됐어요. So through books, I got to understand people. 그리고 저는 공감 능력을 갖게 됐습니다. And through books, I got to empathize with one another. Oh, there are someone like this. 아, 이런 세계도 있구나. Oh, there is something, the world that we know about. 그래서 저희 공부를 통해서 온 감성과 지성을 가지고 뭔가 제 운명을 바꿔보고 싶었습니다. So through the studies and through my sensibilities and knowledge, I want to change my life. 제가 가진 엘리트에 대한 생각은 무엇이었냐면 혈통주의에 가까웠어요. At first, I thought about elites as being born into a good family. 집안이 좋아야 된다. You know, my household is 우리
rich.
집은 가난했습니다.
but I was born into a poor family.
아시겠지만 제가 6.25 전쟁 1950년대의 그때 탄생됐습니다.
You may know, but I was born around the Korean War, 1950s,
그때는 대한민국 전체가 가난한 때였어요.
and the whole nation was poor,
우리 집도 가난했어요.
and my household was
어떻게
poor.
엘리트가 될 수 있단 말이냐.
So then, how I can become an
열심히
elite?
공부하자.
Maybe I would study hard.
제가 감성과 지성은 기를 수 있었으나 제 운명은 어떻게 할 수가 없었습니다.
I was able to change my sensibility and knowledge, but I couldn't do anything with
타고난
it
태생이 엘리트 운명이 아니라니까요.
because I wasn't born as elite.
타고난 태생이 루시라니까요.
I was born like as a Ruth.
타고난 태생이 에스더가 되어서 포로가 되고 고아가 됐는데 어떻게 엘리트가 됩니까?
No, I was born like as an Esther, but I was taken as an exile. How can I become an elite?
저는 그때 깨달았어요.
And then I realized
하나님의 은혜가 아니면 안 됩니다.
it's not possible unless I receive God's grace.
전쟁같이 경쟁심 속에서 살았던 제가 어떻게 남을 배려하고 사랑할 수 있습니까?
My whole life was like a war, living in the world of
어떻게
competition.
내 자신을 포기할 수 있습니까?
How can I give up myself? How can I love others?
그것은 예수 그리스도의 사랑과 은혜가 아니고는 불가능한 일입니다.
It's not possible unless I receive the love of Jesus Christ.
자, 그럼 처음으로 돌아갑시다.
Let's go back to the beginning.
우리 청년에게 제가 말했어요. 너는 엘리트다.
No, I told the young man that you are an elite.
넌 사람을 도와줄 수 있는 감성 공감 능력이 있다.
You have an ability to help others,
그럼 넌 전문성이 있지 않냐?
and you have skills,
그럼 넌 하나님을 사랑하지 않냐?
and you love others,
하나님의 은혜를 알고 있지 않느냐?
and you know God's grace.
너는 엘리트다.
That's why you're an elite.
그렇다면 나도 엘리트다.
Then I am an elite too.
앞으로 우리가 양육해내고 생산해내야 할 진정한 엘리트는 누구냐는 것이죠.
So who are the true elites we should raise in the future?
이러한 하나님께 대한 은혜를 알고 그리스도의 사랑을 알고 세상을 읽을 수 있는 지력을 가지고 있다면, 그리고 이 하나님이 나에게 주신 사명을 행동으로 옮길 수 있는 영성이 있다면 우리는 이미 엘리트 아니겠습니까?
If you have received God's love, and if you have enough knowledge to read this age of the crisis, and if you have the spirituality to translate this into action, then we are elites.
제가 하나님의 사랑을 알고 책을 대하는 태도가 달라졌어요.
After I received God's love, I start to read books in different way.
여러분 혹시 알고 계십니까? 굉장히 유명한 아프가니스탄의 작가입니다. 호세인이가.
This Hosseini, he is actually a very famous Afghan writer,
미국으로 이주했어요.
and he emigrated to the United States.
저는 원래 디아스포라 문학이 전공이기 때문에 이주 문학에 관심이 많았습니다.
Because my major is a literature in diaspora.
언제 기회가 되면 여러분들이 한번 읽어보시면 좋겠습니다만, 연을 쫓는 아이는 억압받는 아이들에 대한 이야기입니다.
So if you have an opportunity, maybe you can read these books. The Kite Runner is about the children who are being oppressed.
천개의 찬란한 태양은 억압받는 여성에 관한 이야기입니다.
And A Thousand Splendid Sun is about the oppressed women.
저는 이 책에서 두 가지를 얻었어요.
And I gained two things from these books.
글쓰기의 이력입니다.
And the power, the empowerment of the writing.
이 후세인이라는 이 작가를 통해서 아프가니스탄 전체 인권 여성 운동이 일어났습니다.
Through his book, the entire nation of Afghanistan, the human rights, especially for women, was risen.
놀라운 일 아닙니까?
Isn't it amazing?
디지털로도 세상을 바꿀 수 있지만
I mean, we can still change the world through digital.
아날로그적 문학적 감성을 가지고도 엄청난 변화를 일으킬 수 있다는 것입니다.
We can still change. We can still bring a great change through the literature.
저는 이 책들을 통해서, 이 작가를 통해서 아프가니스탄 여성과 아이를 사랑하게 됐어요.
So through these books and through the writer, I got to love the women and children of Afghanistan.
그리고 강력한 펜의 힘을 알았습니다.
And I got to know this power of the pen.
호세인으로 인해서 중동 지역의 무슬림 지역의 억압받은 여성들을 일으키고자 하는 엄청난 많은 NGO들이 생겨났습니다.
And through his book, many NGOs got established in the Middle East region.
유엔이 주목을 하게 됐어요.
And even UN started to have focus on this.
그러던 차에 제가 뉴스를 접한 것입니다.
And it was at that moment I saw the news.
여기 외교관으로 계신 우리 대사님 잘 아실 거예요.
And you're a diplomat, ambassador, I'm sure you know.
이 미라클 작전이 얼마나 큰 결단을 요구하는 것인지.
This Operation Miracle, it requires great courage and resolution.
한국 정부에 기여한 391명의 아프가니스탄 391명의 특별기여자를 데려오는 것은 대통령의 결단이었습니다.
It was President's determination to bring the African special contributors, 391 people, to Korea.
대한민국의 친구를 버리지 않겠다는 거예요.
So what we are thinking is that we are not going to abandon our friends.
정치 생명을 걸은 것입니다.
He even staked his political life.
대통령으로서 가지고 있는 개인의 특권을 배제시키고 헌신하신 것입니다.
So he didn't use his privilege as a president. He made a commitment.
저는 거기서 생명을 사랑하는 용기를 발견했어요.
So from this event, I realized the courage to save lives.
대단하다, 미라클 작전.
This is amazing, Operation Miracle.
나는 저 아프가니스탄 저 주인공을 만나보고 싶어.
And I would like to meet these people.
기도했어요.
I prayed to God.
하나님, 저 사람들을 만나고 싶습니다.
God, I would love to meet them.
하나님은 저의 꿈을 이루어 주셨습니다.
And God made my dream come true.
세워진 것이 미라클 OK 어학당입니다.
And through this, I was able to establish Miracle Operation Korean Language School.
오퍼레이션 미라클입니다.
Operation Miracle.
미라클은 세계 공용어입니다.
Miracle is used by all over the world.
이 기적이라는 단어를 모르는 민족은 없어요.
You know, everyone knows about this word, miracle.
네, 약칭 미라클 OK 스쿨입니다.
So in short term, we call it Miracle OK School.
아무리 영어를 못하는 사람도 OK는 알죠.
You know, I'm sure you know about the word OK, even though you're not good at English.
미라클 OK 어학당은 아프가니스탄 특별기여자 391명이 모티프가 되었습니다.
So this school was founded starting with these 391 Afghans.
많은 선생님들이 지금 이렇게 한국 문화에 적응할 수 있도록 도와주고요. 한국어 교육을 시켜주는 많은 선생님들의 희생이 있습니다.
So we see many teachers who are sacrificing their time and energy to help them accumulate to the culture and learn Korean.
선생님들의 헌신과 사랑과 예수사랑교회 지원을 통해서 너무나 행복한 학교가 되고 있습니다.
So through our dedication and love and the support from the church, this school is growing.
미라클 OK 어학당의 교육 이념이 무엇입니까?
So what is the principle of Miracle OK School?
진리 안에서 헌신적인 사랑으로 매력적이고 아름다운 후대를 양성하는 것입니다.
It is in veritas, with the love of God agape, we would like to raise beautiful remnants with the charis.
피부 색깔에 우리는 관심이 없습니다.
We are not interested in your skin color.
어떤 언어를 쓰느냐 우리는 전혀 관심 갖지 않습니다.
You know, we don't care which language you use.
우린 다 친구라는 거죠.
We are all friends.
237나라가 친구다.
237 nations, we are all friends.
그렇다면 우리의 친구들을 위해서 무엇을 할 것이냐?
So for our friends, what can you do?
237나라와 민족이 어우러져 함께 미래를 만들어가는 프로젝트.
So it is a project that we can bring this future, make a future together.
시소 프로젝트입니다.
It's a seesaw project.
앞으로 엘리트들을 만들어내서 무엇을 할 것입니까?
You know, when we raise up the elites, what are we going to do with them?
자, 이 컨퍼런스가 계속되면서 여러분들은 어떤 엘리트를 지향하고 있습니까?
You know, as we continue this conference, what kind of elite you want to be?
권력과 힘을 가진 소수의 집단을 만들어내고 싶습니까?
Do you want to create an organization with power and money?
엘리트의 어원이 엘레강스입니다.
Because the word elite, it means elegance.
엘리트는 아름다워야 돼요.
Elite should be beautiful.
예쁜 거하고 다릅니다.
It's not. I'm not talking about the face beauty.
그렇다면 우리의 후대들이 공감 능력을 가진 아름다운 엘리트로 크기를 바랍니다.
So I bless that our posterities can be raised up with the empathy and beauty.
아프가니스탄 사람들을 제가 공감할 수 있었듯이
You know, as I was able to empathize with the Afghans,
우리 목사님이 아프리카에 가자마자 아프리카의 모든 민족을 사랑하게 되었듯이
as soon as my husband Reverend Kim, as soon as he stepped onto Africa, he started to love all Africans.
제가 그건 증명할 수 있습니다.
No, I'm a witness to this.
아프리카에서 돌아오셔서 너무 행복해하셨어요.
No, when he returned from Africa, he was so joyful.
나는 콩고 사람이 이렇게 멋있는 줄 몰랐어.
You know what he said is, I didn't know
다
that
젠틀맨이야, 젠틀맨. 막 이래서
Congolese are great people. They're all like gentlemen.
젠틀맨보다 더 멋있는 분.
Who is way greater than gentlemen.
콩고의 여성이었습니다.
And he says Congolese women.
우리 똑같이 너무 반해버렸어요.
So we all fell in love with them.
언어의 장벽과 문화의 장벽을 뛰어넘는 사랑.
It's a love that overcomes the barrier of language and culture.
이것이 공감 능력입니다.
And this is a power to have empathy.
그리고 상호간 힘을 나누는 거예요.
And this is how we can share the power in a mutual way.
토인비가 말한 창조적 소수 집단으로서 내가 가진 힘이 있다면
So according to Toynbee, we may have a power that I can have as an elite.
힘을 나눠 쓰자는 거예요.
So what I'm saying is that we can share this power.
자, 내가 힘을 써줄게. 네가 하늘로 올라가.
You know, I will push you, I will boost you so that you can go up.
나만 올라갈 수 없지. 내가 또 내려줄게.
You know, it's not just me going up. I will also make sure
내가
you go
힘을
up.
써줄게.
I will give you power.
너 다른 세계를 바라봐.
You can also see other world.
너를 도와줄 테니.
I will help you out.
이것이 시소 운동입니다.
And this is a movement.
이것이 바로 시소 프로젝트예요.
And this is a project.
이러한 공감 능력과 전문성을 가진 우리 엘리트 여성을 생산해냅시다.
So let us come up with, raise the future women elite who has this empathy and skills.
우리 목사님이 아프리카에서 제일 먼저 하고 싶어 하세요.
And this is the very first thing that our Reverend Kim wants to do the most in Africa.
저는 그 한맺힌 꿈을 알고 있습니다.
And I know his yearning heart.
왜냐고요?
Why?
하나님의 꿈이 우리의 꿈이니까요.
Because God's dream is my dream.
아까 대사님 사모님께서 저를 도와주시겠다고 하셨어요.
First lady, she actually told me that she will help me out.
미라클 오케이 여학당 우리 한번 해봅시다 같이.
And she said, yeah, let's do this together, Miracle Kids School.
짧은 시간이었지만 반드시 그렇게 될 것으로 저는 믿습니다.
It was a very brief meeting, but I'm sure we will get it work together.
아프리카를 위한 실행 계획도 마련했습니다.
And I came up with the action plan for Africa.
여성 엘리트, 조금 전에 말씀드린 하나님의 시선이 머무르는 여성 엘리트를 레이징 해냅시다.
Let us raise our female elites in the eyes of God.
훌륭한 남편 뒤에는 훌륭한 여성이 있죠.
You know, every great husband has a great wife.
훌륭한 우리 목사님 뒤에는 누가 있죠?
And my beloved, a great pastor, and I'm behind him.
훌륭한 자녀 뒤에는 훌륭한 어머니가 있습니다.
And every great children have great parents in the back.
후대 양육하고 싶어요.
I would love to raise posterities,
아름다운 후대,
beautiful posterities,
공감 능력을 가진 후대,
the posterities who has empathy,
전문성을 가진 후대,
posterity who has skills,
아가페적인 사랑을 나눌 수 있는 후대.
the posterities who can share God's love.
내가 가진 힘을 내 것으로만 고착화시키려 하지 아니하고 나눠주는 후대.
The posterities who can share the power instead of keeping it to himself.
그 일 하고 싶습니다.
I would love to carry out this work.
전 세계 237나라에서 하고 싶어요.
I would love to carry this work in 237 nations.
그러면 마음만 가지고 액션이 없으면 안 되지 않습니까?
You know, that's why we need an action, not just the prayer topic.
아프리카에서 나라를 위해서 헌신할 엘리트 후대들을 만들어내고요.
We were going to raise the elite who will go back to Africa for their raising up their nation.
탤런트가 있는 우리 아동들을, 청소년들을, 아이들을, 여성들을 한국에 모셔오고 싶습니다. 데려오고 싶어요.
And we would also like to recruit and bring the talented kids to Korea.
그러기 위해서 돈이 필요하겠죠?
And for that, we will need money.
돈이 어디서 나와요?
How can you get money?
오늘 장학금을 지원해주는 우리 장로님이 계십니다.
We have an elder here who's going to deliver this
나는
scholarship.
그 사역을 축복할 줄로 믿습니다.
And for this reason, I'm sure God will bless her business.
이 꿈을 함께 나누는 산업인들을 하나님은 축복하실 거예요.
God will bless businessmen who will share this dream together.
이것이 저의 실행 계획입니다.
This is my action plan.
여러분 함께 꿈을 꿉시다.
All of you, let us dream together.
그리고 아름다운 엘리트들을 만들어냅시다.
And let's raise beautiful remnants.
전 세계 237나라에 하나님의 시선이 머무르는 엘리트를 만들어냅시다.
Let us raise elites in 237 nations all over the world in the eyes of God.
여러분 감사합니다. 마치겠습니다.
Yes, would you please clap again once more for First Lady Kim. Yes, we would like to thank again Pastor Kim and First Lady for everything they do for our community. They have been a very great support for the Congolese community in Korea. There are so many members of our country and from other African countries at this church, and they have helped us a lot in various ways. So thank you so much, Pastor Kim and First Lady. So we are coming closely to the end of, we are close to the end of our conference today. So before moving to the next performance, so as I said before, we have different countries here. So just to, I would like to ask you to clap for all the countries in here. So I will try to just cite some of them. So, of course, we have Congo, so would you please put your hands together to say thank you so much. We also have Korea, so would you please clap for Korea? Okay, so we also have Kyrgyzstan, which is also represented here. Okay. We also have Nigeria. Nigeria is also represented. Okay, do we also have Cameroon? Cameroon should also be in the room. We have Côte d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast. We have Gabon. Gabon is also here. We have Kenya. Kenya is well represented here. We have Benin also here. We have India here. We have the USA here, United States. We have Paraguay. Paraguay actually helped us, they helped Frank Imani singing. We also have England. We also have Russia. And we also have Rwanda. Is there any country that I forgot? Yeah, which country are you from? Iran. Iran. We also have Iran here. Is there any other countries that I didn't mention?
Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe, okay. Any other country? China. Okay. Anybody else? Okay, thank you so much. So we have everybody, and this is globalization. Okay, so I think the setup is done already. So the next performance is going to be a poetry recitation, and this is going to be done by DECOC members. So I would like to welcome them on the stage. Please put your hand together for the team.
How are you this morning, madam? How are you? I'm doing fine. Okay, you know that today I have like a very busy day. I have this video I need to do, introducing myself for that Pan-African seminar where I'm nominated for the Best Female Entrepreneur Award. Also, I have like 2 or 3, even maybe 4 Zoom meetings, so please do not book any appointment before 12 or maybe 1 p.m.
Okay,
I'm
well
not
noted.
waiting for anyone, okay?
Well noted.
Thank you, dear.
Okay, thank you. Hello, Tina, how are you? This is Love. Yeah, can I see my bestie? Is she there? Yes, she's there. She came very early in the morning, but she's very busy. She has an online meeting, and I can't interrupt her. Really, I'm sorry.
Come on, girl. Just 5 minutes. I won't take too long because, I have some important clients waiting for me. to my office and I just decided to come and see my best friend to congratulate her about a nomination, the second one, and you telling me I cannot see her?
Actually, I can't contact madam or even go to her office. If you have any message, please could you give it to me, then I can give it to
Okay,
her
fine.
later.
Just give her these flowers.
Okay.
I'm gonna call her
Thank
anyway.
you.
It's fine.
Okay, have a nice day, Mrs. Love. Goodbye.
Okay, this girl is like, oh, she's proud and so I'm going to collapse her. I'm going to do everything that Kiana will regret it. So I don't know what to do, but let me call her. Yes, hello. Do as agreed. Don't disappoint me, okay? Good.
Hey Tina, I need to go back home. I'm very tired. You didn't tell me. Like 6 p.m. already?
Okay, madam, this, your friend leave it to you. Mrs. Love, leave this to you.
Really?
For you. Yeah, you can call her and say thank you to her.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Hello, hello? Hello?
Yes, hello?
How are you? I'm so sorry. Tina just showed me the flowers and the note. You're so sweet. I'm so sorry I missed you. I didn't know you were here.
Yes, darling. I was at your office and your Tina told me that I couldn't see you. So it's fine, darling. I'm just happy for you. I'm so proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing. So, you know, we can hang out and go to the club and celebrate it, you know?
Yes, we're gonna definitely do that. Maybe this weekend, I'm gonna let you know. You're the best. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. See you
Bye-bye.
soon.
See you.
Hello, darling.
Hi, baby. How are you? How was your day?
I'm good. My day too was good. I was with some friends. I told you about my project.
Yeah. How is it going?
Oh, it's going well. We are planning to build some new restaurants. So today we talk about that and we collect some money. And until now, the project is good.
Oh, I'm so proud of you.
So how about your day?
I had a very hectic day. Don't tell me about it.
Oh,
Very
really?
Oh, here's Tina calling. Allow me to just.
You're welcome.
Hey, Tina.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
I'm very sorry to bother you this late in the night.
No, it's okay.
We have an issue on the social network. There are many naked video of you that are turning around, and many people are viewing it. But I'm trying to resolve the issue. And please, madam, log out of all your social accounts, and I will tell you all other details tomorrow. Is it okay, madam?
Okay, you're my community manager, so I trust you. Let me just log out and you're gonna tell me more about it tomorrow. Hope it's not too complicated today.
Yes, madam.
Thank you,
Okay,
thank you.
good night.
Good night. See you tomorrow.
Okay, see you tomorrow, madam.
Oh, it was Tina. She's telling me that there's some real issues with my social account. Let me just log out from all of them, then we're gonna just continue our discussion. I'm sorry.
Take your time.
Okay. Oh my god. What?
Something happening?
Just see.
Seriously? Compromising video and picture of you.
Oh my goodness.
Please, darling, tell me that this is not true.
Of course it's not. Of course it's not. It's not me.
Don't worry, darling. I trust in you. I know that this video is a fake. And I want to know who did this and why. how someone can be so bad. So I'm your husband and I'm trusting you. Believe in me. We're gonna clear your honor, our honor as a couple. Okay, darling?
Okay.
Okay.
You know what? You're the best. Thank you so much.
Let me just call our parents and
Okay.
answer to some close friend messages, and I will talk to our films lawyer and know about our current statute.
Okay. Let's do
Trust
that.
in me.
Thank you. Tina. Hi.
Good morning, madam.
Morning. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. And it's nice that I can see smile on your face.
Oh, I'm doing my best.
Okay. Okay, madam, we have good news, one good news and one bad news. Which one do I have to start with?
Start with the bad one.
Okay, madam, we have lost our best order. This month will be very tight.
Okay, the good one?
Okay, the good one is that after the information video you put on the social network, all our customers and partners are supporting you, and I'm really with you. And also, the Pan-African organization that awarded you the best women's entrepreneur award is supporting you, and also the price is maintained. Then it's a good news for that. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tina. Maybe we're gonna have a good day today.
Yes, yes. Have a good day, madam.
Thanks, you too.
Okay.
Hey, Tina, can I see my bestie? Good.
Hey,
How
how are you?
darling?
I'm fine, and you?
So happy to see you. I'm so sorry about everything happening. You know, I heard about it and I saw it making things. Oh my God.
Yeah, we're trying to work on it.
I'm really sorry. You know, I'm with you. You've been a very good girl, a very good woman, strong one, working really hard, and you know, we are strong women.
Yes,
And I don't think that this will last long. It's fine.
Thank you so much. You know, you're so happy to work to me, you know that.
Yeah. Really?
Yes, of course.
That's good then.
Hello, madam. Your next appointment is now. Can I let her enter inside?
I'm waiting someone. I really like to introduce you to somebody. Let's tell him.
Okay.
I need to introduce her to you.
Okay, you can go inside.
Okay, please, can you tell me what you told me and my lawyer like 1 week ago?
I'm the one who made the compromising pictures and then made them into videos. Mrs. Love instructed me to do so. She offered me a lot of money. I'm a STEM student without a scholarship. I couldn't refuse her offer. That's why I did it.
Insane? Are you accusing me that I pay you to do that? Come on, girl. I even don't know you. I don't know you. I even don't know who you are. Come on. She's lying. I don't know this girl. I don't know.
It's the truth, Mom. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I didn't know who you were because of the money. And when I saw you on your platforms, how you're inspiring young women, I was really devastated. And I know you're really inspiring many people and young women, and you're a good person. I hope to learn from you as a STEM student. I hope to also inspire young women and not destroy people. I'm really sorry.
Okay, it's fine. I did it. Okay? I did it and I agree. Because
Why?
you've been always
Why?
the first one, okay?
I thought we were friends.
No, since college, you've been the first. Every time it's about you. You have a successful career, husband, kids. Not me? Why should I support you? Why should I didn't. Okay, you better call the cops and everybody. It's fine. You can arrest me. It's okay, okay?
We teach young girls to shrink themselves, to make themselves smaller. We say to women, you can have ambition, but not too much. You should aim to be successful, but not too successful. Otherwise, you will threaten men. That is not right. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. I have been raised by a brave and stunning single mom. And as a kid, she told me, Kiana, you have a place in society. Very early, she would ask me who or what I wanted to be. She pushed me to daily do my best. To educate a woman is to educate a nation, she said. And if you give yourself the means to make your dreams come true, you will make them come true, precious daughter. And for that, I am thankful.
A revolutionary woman can't have not reactionary men. My parents raised my brothers, sister, and I with basic understanding of being equal human beings. Growing up as an adult, aspiring to marriage, I knew I will be looking for an equally balanced partner that I would treat with respect as well as myself. Would Kiana have let me go if she were in my shoes? Absolutely not. So why would I let her go? I vowed to love and protect her as an husband, and that is exactly what I'm doing.
Every woman's success should be an inspiration to others. We're strongest when we cheer each other on. Serena Williams. Should I say more? My wrongs for seeing my friend's success as a threat to me? Moreover, I even have no reason to do so because I have a successful career myself. But I simply was jealous of constant toxic comparison between us since our youth. Society will help women by teaching us to support each other instead of perpetually inciting us to fight against each other, mostly for meaningful achievements, attention, and beauty standards.
The world needs strong women who will lift and build others, who will love and be loved, women who will live barely, both tender and fierce, women who of indomitable will, Amy Temi. Witnessing daily strength of Mrs. Kayana inspires me as a woman. We really can have it all if we have the right mindsets and are surrounded by right persons. Success and accomplishments are first and foremost a teamwork.
Each time a woman stands
up for herself without knowing it possibly, without claiming it. She stand up for all women, according to Maya Angelou. Generational conflict is not a myth, but I think we gain more as women by recognizing the effort of all those who came before us. Once I realized that sabotaging Mrs. Kiana's effort as a woman was sabotaging my effort, I knew I had to try and fix my mistakes.
Thank you for your attention.
Okay, I will try to be loud because my microphone is on. Thank you very much. Okay, would you clap again, once again, for our wonderful women and wonderful parents? Thank you very much. So the next performance will be a fashion show. As you know, fashion is a thing in Congo where we come from. I think we have music, we have fashion. Those are two things that are very popular in our country. So we're gonna have a fashion show, and after the fashion show, we're gonna have a small dance performance, and finally we will have the speech of Reverend Kim. So I would like to call the people who are involved in the fashion show to please come on stage. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Would you please put your hands together once again for our wonderful women? Thank you so much. So those are our Congolese attire, and I think among us we have students who are doing fashion design, who did fashion design. And if you want to order, you can contact the women's department of the DECOC, and they can get you in touch with people who can make these clothes for you. Okay, so we're gonna have a dance performance. So this is also gonna do by DECOC members. So I think everyone can join the stage. So I would like to invite the ones who will be part of the dance performance to come on the stage. And this is going to be our last performance of the night. So all those who will be part of the dance performance, please come on the stage. Everyone is welcome to join the stage during this performance. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Yes, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. It's a very great moment to share joy with everybody together. Yeah, we're coming closely to the end, and yeah, without further ado, I would like to welcome Reverend Pastor Kim for a speech and also for scholarship delivery. Pastor Kim, please welcome. Thank you.
한국에 오신 우리 아프리카 생명들을 사랑하고 축복합니다.
I bless all of you who have come to Korea.
오늘 특히 우리 콩고 아키토 악기야 되셨나? 네, 오신 것 축복하고요.
Special blessed Ambassador Akito. Thank you for coming.
저는 미래를 알고 있는 목사입니다.
I'm a pastor who knows about the future.
제가 2018년도에 하루에 바다에서 죽었다가 살아나고 하늘에서 죽었다가 살아났습니다.
In year 2018, I actually died twice. One in the heaven and one in the sea.
그게 바누아투 아프리카 초입입니다.
And it happened when I visited Vanuatu.
노예 상선에 실려가다가 배가 파손되면서 만들어진 땅이 제가 처음에 갔던 곳입니다.
This land, Vanuatu, the country, is where I visited, and this happened in this place.
그래서 바누아투 집회를 마치고 이제 마지막 오는 길에 배가 뒤집어지고 비행기 안에서 쓰러져서 죽었다가 살았습니다.
So it wasn't my way return from the conference. I actually almost died twice, one in the ship and one in the airplane.
그때 하나님, 내가 무엇을 보아야 되고 무엇을 해야 됩니까?
And at that moment I asked God, what should I do? What should I see?
정말 진실하게 물었어요.
I really asked this question with all my truth.
그때 아프리카 복음의 시대를 열어라.
And God told me that you have to open up the way, open up the age in Africa.
아프리카에 빛을 발하는 사람이 돼요.
And become the person who shine the light in Africa.
그래서 아프리카를 조사하기 시작했습니다.
And since then I started to research about Africa.
그때 아프리카는 복음이 들어간 것이 아니라 유럽의 업이 들어갔던 겁니다.
And it wasn't gospel, but it was a religion was entered into Africa.
그래서 아프리카는 모든 것들을 약탈당하고 노예로 전락하는 참 비극적인 비극을 낳았구나.
And I got to know that this tragedy had to take place in Africa. Everything was taken away.
너무나 아프리카가 역사 속에 슬픔의 고통이었습니다.
So I could see this deep sadness that's happening in the history of Africa.
우리 민족도 슬픔의 고통 속에 120년 만에 세계 10대 안에 강국에 들었습니다.
And our country shared the same sadness, but it took us 120 years. Now we are one of the 10 powerful nations.
그래서 아프리카를 살릴 수 있는 길이 무엇입니까?
So what is the way to save Africa?
그게 아가서 4장 4절입니다.
It is a Song of Songs 4:4.
바로 파수망대입니다.
It is about the partisans.
슐람이 여인이 가지고 있었던 그 복음을 만들어내라는 것.
So we have to come up with the gospel that the female Salami had.
다윗이 이스라엘을 강대국으로 만들었던 비밀을 슐람이 여자가 품고 있었습니다.
Salami knew about the secret how David made Israel the powerful nation.
그래서 아프리카는 여인들이 일어나지 않고는 소망이 없는 겁니다.
So especially Africa, so that's why we need women who need to raise up.
그래서 대한민국이 120년 전에 여인들이 우리 어머니들이 일어나기 시작했습니다.
So 120 years ago in Korea, the mothers and women they start to raise up.
그래서 자녀들에게 바른 말을 할 수 있도록 거짓을 제어하고 바른 말을 할 수 있도록 올바른 교육을 시켜준 어머니들이 있었습니다.
So we had mothers who taught properly to their children.
목은 두 가지의 무기를 가지고 있습니다.
We have two weapons through our voice.
악을 행하는 목이 있고요.
Our voice, through our voice, we may commit evil.
거짓을 말하지 않고 진리를 말하는 목이 있습니다.
Or we can speak about the truth, not lying.
이 어머니들이 한국에는 일어났던 겁니다.
So in Korea, we had these mothers who talk about the truth.
바른 말을 하고 진리를 말하는 어머니들의 목이 일천망대를 세우게 됐던 겁니다.
And through these voices of the truth, we were able to build 10 million partisans.
그래서 바른 어머니들이 1천여 명의 어머니들이 전국에서 일어나기 시작했습니다.
So about 1,000 mothers, the women, start to raise up throughout the nation.
그래서 지역마다 망대를 세운 겁니다.
And every region, they start to build up the watchtower.
그 망대를 세운 그 어머니가 바로 자녀들을 바르게 알려주게 된 겁니다.
And these mothers, the women who set up this watchtower, they start to teach their children in proper way.
다윗 왕도 행했던 망대.
And this is the same watchtower that even King David set up.
오늘 아프리카에서 오신 우리 대사님 오셨습니다.
So we have ambassador sitting here together.
또 사모님도 오셨습니다.
And we also have First Lady.
아프리카 여성의 망대를 1천 망대를 세우십시오.
Let us raise up 1,000 partisans for the women.
새로운 빛의 역사가 시작될 겁니다.
And I'm sure God's new work of the life will arise.
저는 이것을 위하여 제 아내한테 사명을 주었습니다.
For this work, I gave my wife a mission.
아프리카 여성들을 깨워라.
You have to raise up the African women.
아프리카 여성들이 빛을 발할 수 있도록 일어나게 해줘라.
Make sure they can shine the light of the Christ so they can wake up.
저는 아프리카에 빚을 진 것이 없지만 알 수 없는 그 제 안에 열정이 일어나고 있습니다.
So I don't owe anything to Africa, but for some reason I have this passion about Africa.
그래서 아프리카에 망대를 세우기로 제 마음에 소원을 두고 행하는데 오늘 대사님도 만나고 아프리카의 모든 다른 나라의 자매들도 만나게 됐습니다.
So this is what I had in my prayer topic to set up partisans in Africa, and finally I got to meet ambassadors, including all the other nations.
세상적인 여성운동은 훌륭합니다.
And I mean, the worldly women's conference is also great.
그러나 하나님의 언약을 가진 여인의 망대가 되면 세상을 뒤집을 수 있습니다.
But however, if we can wake up the women who has the partisan of God's covenant, then we can overturn the world.
아프리카는 절대 불가능이지만 절대 가능이 될 수 있는 방법이 있습니다.
Africa is absolutely impossible, but there is a way for us to become impossible.
여인의 망대를 세우는 겁니다.
when we set up the partisan for the women.
그래서 그들의 자녀들이 진리 앞에 무릎을 꿇지 않게 만드는 겁니다.
So that they don't bow down to the untruth.
거짓과 맞짱 떠서 싸울 수 있는 그런 생명에 도전할 수 있는 생명들이 일어나야 될 것입니다.
So that we can raise up the posteriors who can confront the lies.
그래야만 아프리카는 하나님의 힘에 의해서 하나님의 역사가 시작될 것입니다.
Then I'm sure God's new work will begin through His power throughout Africa.
아프리카 오늘 여성들은 여러분이 먼저 망대로 나를 인정하십시오.
So for all the female African women, please admit that you yourself is a watchtower.
하나님이 시작하실 겁니다.
And I'm sure God will begin through you.
오늘 참석해 주신 모든 여성 여러분 또 우리 대사님 진심으로 감사합니다.
Thank you all of you who has come to attend this conference, especially Ambassador.
우리 대사님은 아프리카를 살리는 아버지가 되시고 사모님은 어머니가 되십시오.
I bless that Ambassador and the First Lady become the mother and father who will save Africa.
그래서 대한민국에 와 있는 모든 아프리카인들의 인권을 존중해 주는 생명이 되십시오.
I bless that you will respect their human rights who are already have come to Korea.
국가의 대사는 여기에 대통령과 같은 겁니다.
So Ambassador is like a president.
그래서 대한민국에 와 있는 모든 아프리카인들이 올바른 교육을 받고 올바른 인권을 가지고 세상을 도전할 수 있도록 길을 열어 주십시오.
So I bless that you will open up the way for the Africans who are already staying in Korea to have a proper education and proper human rights.
하나님은 두고두고 우리 아토키 대사님을 축복해 주실 것입니다.
And I'm sure God will continue to bless Ambassador.
하나님의 축복이 우리 여성들과 우리 참석해 주신 대사님에게 함께하기를 축복합니다.
I bless that God's blessing will be upon all the female who are attending here and also Ambassador.
아프리카 여러분들을 축복합니다.
I bless all of you Africans.
감사합니다.
Thank you very much, Pastor, for those beautiful words. I would like to welcome the president of. We have another small speech and a scholarship delivery. That's. Yes, I would like to welcome the president of our executive committee.
장학증서 DECOC가 주관하는 제1회 여성 국제 컨퍼런스를 기념하여 이 시대 미래를 주도할 국제 여성 리더를 위해 예산학회 장학위원회에서 장학증서를 드립니다. To commemorate the first international conference on women organized by the DECOC, Jesus Love Chair Scholarship Committee is pleased to offer scholarship certificate to support international female leaders who will drive positive change in the near future.
I would like to ask President to give a speech. So thank you, Mrs. Kim, for this scholarship. We really appreciate it. And yes, so the president of our executive committee is going to give the closing speech of our conference today. And following his speech, we're going to have a group picture. So just get ready to please come on the stage after the speech and we can take a family photo. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. To His Excellency Mr. Adoki Ideka, Ambassador of DR Congo to South Korea, Reverend Pastor Kim Sokon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests in your respective title capacities.
오늘 여기 참석해주신 주한 콩고민주공화국 대사 아토키 일레카님과 금성호 목사님 그리고 신사숙녀 여러분, 귀빈 여러분 다시 한번 감사드립니다.
On behalf of the dynamic of Congolese elite in South Korea, DECOC acronym, we thank you warmly for your participation in this first international conference for women and the team for an inclusive digital world, innovation and technologies for gender equality held on March 26, 2013 here in the Light and Soul Art Room.
한국 콩고 엘리트 다이나믹 디콕을 대표하여 오늘 포괄적인 디지털 세상을 위한 혁신과 양성평등을 위한 기술이라는 주제의 여성을 위한 첫 번째 국제회의에 참석해 주셔서 진심으로 감사드립니다. 오늘 3월 25일 여기 빛과 소리 아트홀에서 개최되었습니다.
We would like to especially thank all of the speakers who responded to our invitation despite a very busy schedule. Thank you for your professionalism and their involvement in this project. Without them, this event will not have been possible. We will remember their precious advice and their testimonies for a long time. Here, I quote Dr. Liu, Mrs. Sarah Mwenze, Mrs. Ki Young-suk, Principal of the DECOC School.
매우 바쁜 일정에도 불구하고 오늘 우리 초대에 응해주신 모든 연사들에게 특별히 감사를 드립니다. 여러분들의 전문성과 프로젝트 참여에 다시 한번 감사드리고 여러분이 없었다면 이 행사는 불가능했을 겁니다. 여러분이 주신 소중한 조언과 간증을 오랫동안 기억하도록 하겠습니다. 다시 한번 위원 박사님, 마리 부인과 미라클 OK 스쿨 김유수 사모님께 감사드립니다.
Thank you also to Jesus Love Church, especially Reverend Kim Sokon for making this beautiful room available to us, right? And so, and all the members of Jesus Love Church for this consideration given to our community. We also address all staff of DECOC members who made themselves available and strongly contributed and actively participated in this smooth running of this conference.
또한 이 빛과 소리 아트홀이라는 아름다운 공간을 사용하게 해주신 예수사랑교회 특히 김성훈 목사님께 감사드리며 우리 공동체를 배려해주신 예수사랑교회 모든 식구들에게도 감사드립니다. 이번 컨퍼런스의 원활한 진행을 위해서 적극적으로 참여해주신 데콕의 모든 멤버들과 임원들에게도 감사드립니다.
We hope to see you again very soon for a new event. Keep following us and don't hesitate to support us. Thank you.
조만간 새로운 이벤트로 다시 뵐 수 있기를 바랍니다. 계속 관심과 지원 부탁드리겠습니다. 감사합니다.
Thank you very much, President Daouda, for your speech. Now we're going to have a photo session. So first I would like to kindly and respectfully request His Excellency Ambassador and the First Lady and the members of our embassy and Pastor Kim and First Lady to please come forward to take a group photo. And following them, it will be the members of the DECOC bureaus to come forward. So, Your Excellency, respectfully, Pastor, please. Après la photo de l'ambassadeur avec les pasteurs, ça sera les membres du bureau de la DECOC, donc le bureau, l'Assemblée générale et le bureau exécutif. Donc, préparez-vous. Vous pouvez vous mettre derrière si possible.
Regarde. Attendez, je vais un peu reculer. Ok. Oh.
Le président Daouda, préparez-vous. Donc le bureau exécutif et le bureau de l'Assemblée générale.
Les photos officielles. 하겠습니다. 하나, 둘. 예수는 그리스도. 예수는 그리스도. 예수는 그리스도. 여기 보세요. 여기 보세요. 예수는 그리스도. 수고하셨습니다.
Okay, would you please stay there? So I would like to welcome the executive committee, le bureau d'assemblée générale et le comité exécutif, et puis le représentant de DECOC Femmes Maman française. Donc, venez s'il vous plaît. Le bureau exécutif, Stella.
하겠습니다. 예수는 그리스도. 예수는 여기 보세요.
So I would like to call out everybody else to please join us on the stage. Everybody please come on the stage. Yes. Everybody please come on the stage. Everybody else please come on the stage.
Everybody.
Everybody, please
Yes,
walk
this
on
is
stage. Please come. Join us on the stage, everybody.
Join them, everybody.
Le plus élancé peut aller derrière. Hein. Le plus élancé. Le plus élancé.
Everybody. Everybody. Sorry? Il va voir. Attends. She's there. She's the one with the baby here.
Everyone is welcome to join stage.
You see her? In black. Black t-shirt.
하겠습니다. 예수는 그리스도. 한 번 더. 예수는 그리스도. 자, 여기 카메라 렌즈 보세요. 경찰 목사님 안쪽으로 더 들어오셔야 돼요. 기둥 뒤에. 들어가겠습니다. 예수는 그리스도. 수고하셨습니다.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you everyone for watching. We are done with this event today. So see you next time and stay tuned.
You return the badge and you're gonna have a small gift. If you registered, please make sure you return the badge and you will